able to present to you. If it is that we're going to change Jamaica any at all, it is very, very important that we start with our young people, our children, and our parents. Our parents continue to share and communicate with their children. If it is that our parents are going to do a wonderful job, then it is important that we train and provide leadership to our parents. Because when our children came into the world, they never came with a manual. That is why it is so important that as leaders, that we provide our parents with additional information so that they can help to make the change. Quite a number of individuals will be sharing this afternoon. The lineup seems to be a very, very good one. I want to use the opportunity at this time to welcome our chairman of our wonderful institution. I'm going to ask you to put your hands together for Mrs. Merlene Watson Evans, chairman of the Board of Governors, Independent High School. Just a couple of weeks I communicated with her just to find out from her what it is that she has been doing to make this institution great. Fortunately, when I communicated with her, I recognized that there is a serious relationship with ourselves, principal and staff, and I think if it is that we're going to move any organization, any institution, then the chairman of our school must provide that support, and Mrs. Evans have been doing the same. So we're very, very thankful. Put your hands together for her. I want to use the opportunity to welcome and say good afternoon to the other members at the head table. Later on, you will be hearing from all of them. We're very, very happy to have you parents in our midst. There's no way we'll be able to have a symposium without having our parents and you, our children, as well. So at this time, you would have heard from our principal already. So at this time, I want to invite the lecturers to provide greetings to us at this time. Is our chairman, the chairman of the Board of Governors, Mrs. Evans. Make her welcome, please.
Moderator, Mr. Lincoln Ware, Madam Principal, Mrs. Angelis Nelson, our presenters at the head table, parents, students, support staff, presenters at the back. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is for me, Chairman of the Board of Governors of this noble institution, it is an honor and a privilege to stand here this evening at our first hybrid parenting symposium under the theme Parent Success Equal Child Success. And if you notice, it says parent success equal child success. It is indeed a fact that when our parents succeed, then our children usually succeed. And the chairman said something very important this evening about partnership. I was grown on partners. And I don't know how many of you were grown on partners. My parents chose partners because it's a lot of us, 11 children.
hands together for Mrs. Evans. So ladies and gentlemen, let me just remind you of the theme again. Parent success equals child success. Once it is that you are successful as a parent, yes, most times, 9 out of 10 times, your children, they are going to be successful as well. Because it is, children live what they learn, and we want to ensure that our parents are doing the right thing so that our children can adopt the right values. At this time, parents, we're making some changes as it relates to our program. And at this time, I want to invite our first presenter, which is Mr. David W. Gordon. Mr. Great Gordon will be talking about enhancing the child's mental. Enhancing the child's mental. Put your hands together to make welcome Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Master Servant.
All right. Greetings from the National Council on Drug Abuse, and I too would like to, thank the Independent City School, its principal, teachers, and also parents. I want to thank you for being here, and a round of applause to you, for making the time to be here. Because when I make my sojourn across the highland of Jamaica, some parents don't have time and don't see this as important. And I tell you that I am very concerned about my future, because the children today is my future. And I'm very concerned, about their value systems and all these things. So whatever I can do, to impact and preserve and to make my future, a better one, My time is short here, so the National Council on Drug Abuse Plaza in Spanish Town, right? The telephone number is 926-9002 for the head office, and for the Spanish Town office, it is 665-6077. So that's 665-6077. And I was saying our mission is to make Jamaica a better place to live through the elimination of legal drug and illicit substance misuse by delivering research-driven public education, prevention, and treatment programs. So we do a lot of things at the council. We do counseling, we do programs for communities, churches, schools. We have parental programs also, we call that Lighthouse. We have run that some time ago, and I will look forward to running it again, right? It's about strengthening families, it's not necessarily family that is good or family that is bad, but across the board. It's strengthening families. We look at drug use patterns across the highlands, We did a research in really a focus group, right? That was in March and November of 2021. And out of that research, right, we realized that the youngsters are using pills and having pills party, right? And they're using a drug called ecstasy, which everybody knows as Molly. Yes, and I'm trying to say to that children up to the grade 4, using vaping. Yeah, that's electronic cigarette. Yes, they have access to these things and they're using it. And I can tell you that the children don't have to leave the house in order to get drugs. They can simply go on their machine, on their tablet, however, and they can order the drugs and it is delivered to your house. So they don't have to leave your yard or home. Very skillful. How drugs coming in. And what you don't realize is that parents, when they realize that the children are using drugs, it's sometimes 2 years after. So, yes, the child come to school, yes, you send them off every day, and sometimes they don't reach school. And you don't know for maybe weeks that the child isn't coming to school. So, sometimes we have to, as parents, turn up 1 day per month, unexpected. In the back of the child brain, you know that mom is going to turn up at school 1 day and I'm not there. But if mom doesn't come to school or pops doesn't come to school, then the child says, okay. Yeah. There is less supervision so they can get away with things. Huh? All right. Now, what they are looking at now is that some things coming out of the research. They are saying that mental health issues, they are having anxieties and depression. They are sad. They are not happy. The kids, not supposed to have any problems, right? They are not an adult, they're not working, they're not providing. Yeah, they go through stress also. They go through peer pressure stress, right? Sometimes they don't have the lunch money, right? They go through their stress, and that is important to them. So, it's important that we listen to them, right? And you know what? The children were supposed to write on a paper is some questions like, I'm at home and sexual advances keep making to me. How do I deal with it? These are questions they're having, the challenges. Here it is saying that the kids say they have stress and they don't have anybody to talk to because they don't want their business back in the community. They are stressed out and they don't have anyone to talk to about their problems. Because I guess we are not listening. We as parents want to be listened to. But we have to do it two ways. I always say, parenting is like flying a kite. You can't just haul them in. You have to let them out, make them feel like them win too. You understand? But when you really get to you have to haul them back in. You understand? Yeah. It's not easy. I have a daughter, and she going through the teenage years, and when she cry, me feel it more. Yeah, she wrapped me up on her finger. I'm guilty of being a permissive father. Yeah, I'm guilty. And sometimes I have to put on my foot and be firm. Yeah, and it hurts. But yes, I've one time to be a father. Many times we have disagreements. And she would talk up to me I am I am old-fashioned, overprotective. I don't know, I'm just not with it. But since she turned 20, going 21 now, I realize I get a lot of hugs nowadays. When I get the lecture so much as so maybe something I connect that I've been saying all these years. You know, yeah. And I think one of them was, why she can't go and sleep over at her friend's house. And I'm saying, no, darling, I don't subscribe to that. Too overprotective. Overprotective, yes. And I find out that many times, as a father, I have to, put on my foot, yes. But also, I have to go beyond the call of duty because I'm thinking about her safety. So I said, no, you're not going there a lot of time. When she say, you know what? I better go for her, because me no want to say she take a taxi. I'm going to say, if we did know. So, even though I say, I not go for her, I have to end up, I go for her. So these are the stresses that we encounter as parents. We got to listen to them. We got to listen to them. The children are feeling what we call hopelessness. Hopelessness. They don't see any way out of the problem. And so, if we as parents don't listen to them, have them talk to us. Yeah, because we have to encourage them to talk with us. I know my daughter used to talk with me when she was much younger. But as she gets older, she starts to talk to her mother more. She feel, like her mother, she can relate more to her mother than me. So the thing is, but to value, value the time that we can talk, you understand? Yeah. And so we listen. But what they're asking for now is that we listen to them. And don't bash them. Because in their ramblings, they are saying things to us. All right? So I want to also just point out quickly here that when we're doing the research, we realize that Molly keeps coming up. You hear about the drug Molly? Yeah. And what these youngsters are saying is that the DJs are promoting Molly. Now, if it's $3,000 for one of these pills, these drugs is causing another problem with the youngsters. Right, it causing a lot of problems. One young man, he says that, sir, to tell you the truth, we know one young lady, she's not even 17 yet. And before she got a party, she take 2 Molly. And when she reach at the party, she take another 2 again. No, the thing is that it is causing a whole lot of problem. And sexually too. The youngsters are saying, sir, it has crushed up into the food too. And interestingly, the children are having sex. And they are getting pregnant. By the time they reach first form, a lot of them are pregnant. So we have to fasten the children in business, okay? Yeah, I just have to tell you exactly what is going on, so you have an heads up. Because sometimes you say it's about 2 years after before you realize what is really happening. And it makes them want to have sex. And can you talk with your child about sex? You know why I laugh? Because I had to go through that experience. Guess what? My daughter chose to ask me the question when she was younger. At what age I start having sex? Now, I'm supposed to be an expert to answer these questions. I'll know me no answer. I'm just a look on answer. Yeah, I'm supposed to be an expert in this thing, and you know. So the thing is that, but a lady from CDA answered her for me. A lady said, I will answer her, David, don't worry. It's when he's an adult him start having sex. Yes. So the thing is, we have to find teachable ways to get to them. You know? Yeah, and they will ask you. Now, we know the DJs are promoting these things like, you know lean? You know the drug lean? Lean? Cough syrup mixed with Sprite and all that stuff. Huh? Yeah. Uh-huh. So people are drinking cough syrup like a beer. And the youngsters don't know about it. You know that they are soaking gummy bears in ganja oil and alcohol. So they might take a shot. All right, let me talk about edibles. Edibles are those drugs that people put in food. The ganja put in food, yeah, ganja cake, ganja wine. What is dangerous about this is that, you know, when you smoke it, it reaches the brain quick. When you eat it, it takes a longer time before you start feeling the effect in the brain. So guess what? After 5 minutes of drinking and eating, they don't experience anything. So them say, nothing, this stuff, nothing. But give them a hour, half an hour to an hour later, when they feel the full effect, they are already overdosed. You have to take them to the hospital. So we have to be careful. I see them selling these things like, you know, the cake. That's a very nice looking cake. Yellow body with the stripes in it, the Jamaican color stripe. Green, black. And I said, boss, I can't look nice, you know. I want to try it. He said, $300 slice. We said, sell me one now. I'm about to partake of this nice looking cake. He said, I'm going to encourage you alone to eat one slice still. I said, why? He said, ganja cake, you know. Just cut half and give a catty half. Well, I'm not bother buy the cake. You understand? Yeah, because I don't want to start experience hallucination and seeing things that are not real. Right? So, we have to realize that, you know, music is a very powerful thing. And if the nutrition and to solve food matter, know about you, body, know about you, body. Now the children will learn that one, don't it? Yeah. When I ask the children who sing this song, pull up your pants and put it on your waist and find my ideas up here 98. Yeah. There's another DJ who say, book, no pressure on the book. Yeah. We have to use the music to teach, because see youngster use cake soap. See him wash him face in school. Him learn that for the DJ. They might tell me about aisle in the back, because the song said the aisle in the back. I have to tell them, say, there's no aisle in anybody's back that is going to mad them if they don't have sex. And these children will go away believing and saying this is the correct thing if you don't correct them. So the thing is that, we have to talk to them. We try to talk to them. Parents, please don't send the children to go and buy the alcohol and buy the cigarette and buy the ganja, right? Because they are going to follow you. And they listen to what you don't say also. Yeah, they listen to what you don't say. When we did, in 2016, we did a research, and what came out of that research was that the children are saying no current use reported amongst the 12 to 14-year-old, right? So the 12-year-old and between 12 and 14, they say they don't use ganja. Okay, and we have to celebrate that. We found out later that what the youngsters are saying, factors that lead to them to start using drugs, stress, and they need to relax. So many times we have to talk about dealing with stress. Yeah, how do we deal with stress? We don't have to smoke, we don't have to vape, right? We find someone to talk with, we exercise, we play. Yeah, we find someone to talk with. And they're saying parenting is a part of the problem why they use drugs. I remember talking to some young ladies. I'm saying to stress out the parents, Them turn to me and say the parents stress you out too. Parents and children don't see eye to eye most times. Yes, they don't see eye to eye. But we have one time to be a parent. First of all, we are a parent and a friend to them, second. Right? We have to be careful. The parents, the children are watching us how we deal with stress. And they are patterning our behavior. When we as an adult have stress, guess what? We go one side and we sit down because we need to think. And we burn a spliff, we smoke a cigarette, and we drink an alcoholic beverage. Because we need to. And they are looking on, not directly, but they are seeing us directly. And so when they have a problem, they will burn a spliff too. You know, that's when they will burn a spliff, because they will go and they will smoke something too. Because they are stressed out and they are having problems. So we have to teach them exercise, talk with each other. How I deal with stress, sometimes I go and sing songs, music, right? Yeah. So we have to find some people sleep it off, right? Yeah. And here it comes up again, reasons why they use drugs, stress, early physical and sexual abuse, they witnessing violence, and they have peers who use drugs, and how easy it is to get the drug. The drug, what the research says, most drug use starts from in the home, right? The access to it and everything. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, I know my time is very short. Parents' greatest fear is that listen, the children's brain are not fully developed until age 20, going 25. You don't want to allow them to start using drugs to put in that brain. So, ladies and gentlemen, parents, I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, because I feel like I'm talking to the converted here. There should be more parents here, right? And so the thing is, keep doing what you're doing, keep trying, keep learning from each other, keep supporting each other, right? Keep supporting the school, because the target for the council this year, one of the targets for the council this year, is about parenting and value systems. Because we realize that parenting and values is a real problem for Jamaica. And we have to tell the parents that if you have a problem, you don't go to school and fight after school. I'm very, very concerned about that. Because I see my future. What kind of children are we going to have? Because me, I get shaky right now, me can't stand up to them. If they don't have any manners. So, we got to start very early. We got to start very early. And the National Council on Drug Abuse is here. We care. If you need to talk, just call 926-9002. 926-9002, and we deal with it in a confidential manner. All right? So I hope that I can come back at another time to have some more sessions with you. And so, because this topic is, drug abuse is wide. So, one love, peace.
Continue to show some love to Mr. Gordon. Very experienced individual he is, and he would have shared with you some live situation. And he took us into his home as well, and he would have shared that with you. Put your hands together again for him, for me, please. So certainly, the job of a parent is never easy. But what it is that we're doing here at the Independence City Primary School is to provide a way out for you. And that is why we're empowering you this afternoon with information so that you can be in the know. At this time, we're going to be taking our second presenter. And our second presenter is Dr. Fitzroy Gordon. And I'm going to be asking our teacher, Miss Brown, to come at this time to introduce our next speaker in that of Dr. Gordon. Miss Brown.
To our moderator, our principal, our chairman, our guest speakers, parents, persons online, and other personnel that are here, we welcome you. Good afternoon. I'm here to introduce Dr. Fitzroy Gordon. Now, Minister Fitzroy currently serves as a minister at Royal House Chapel Victory Center, located in South Windsor, Connecticut. As a minister, he serves under various ministries. He is the Director of Communications and Media. He heads the Evangelism Ministry, the Compassion Ministry, and also serves as a part of the men's group, executive team, and men's choir. In this secular life, he is a Senior Information System Auditor at Harvard University's Harvard Business School. He served as the chairman of the Information System Advisory Committee at University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. He is also an adjunct professor at Liberty University, one of the largest Christian universities in the United States. He is the president and provost of New England University, whose mission is to empower and provide employable skills training and development to low-income families and create Christian business leaders internationally. He holds multiple degrees, including 2 master's degrees and a doctorate degree in information technology, specializing in information security. Help me welcome Dr. Fitzroy Gordon.
Can you hear me? Okay, great. I can
All
see
right,
my
so you
face,
turn
so
to the
I know
screen
you're actually
for
seeing me, but can you hear me?
Yes.
You can.
He's
Okay, great.
online.
Okay, great. Thank you. Just want to confirm that you can hear me. Yes? Okay, great. So thank you for inviting me to speak at this parenting symposium, aptly titled Parent Success Equal Child Success. I want to say thank you to our principal, Mrs. Geddes Nelson, to the chairman, Merlin Watson Evans, to all parents, teachers, and families who are a part of this symposium today. With the time that I have, I just want to share some token that I picked up over the years working as a teacher. One of the thing is, I just want to say applaud you, Independence City Primary School, for taking the time out for all those parents that are here today, and you are taking the time out to be a part of this to empower our parents, to empower our teachers. Not hearing me? I picked up over the years working as a teacher. Okay, can you hear me now? Sorry, I was told that someone is not hearing me.
Do the right thing all the time, even if no one is looking.
Yes. So I was invited today to speak on the topic of stress, risk, resilience for our parents. However, I want to also address the stress that is affecting our kids, affecting our children as well, because I believe they also are impacted by stresses as well. So, parents, I speak with empathy from my own heart. I have three boys and one girl, and I know full well the challenges we face when we have children, right? And those children, they're facing negative influences. I just heard the gentleman spoke, and he said children are sometimes stressed out due to influences from friends, from the music they listen to, and from those people that are around them, right? Armed with this knowledge, you parents are also stressed because you know that you sent your child out on a daily basis. And you know, my son came home yesterday and he said to me, Daddy, it seems as if when I'm in school, that is where I live. But when I'm home, it seems I'm just visiting you guys. So we sometimes use our children as a measuring stick for our own success. And in that measuring stick, we expect the children to do well. And if they are not doing well, we ourselves feel bad and we react negatively. And this in itself is causing of additional stress both to you and the child. So if they're going through stress because of something as a parent, you know you want them to be successful. Sometimes it feels as if you wanted them to have success a bit more than they themselves want that success. So you feel that you're a part of it, right? But then when they're not meeting your standards, when they're not meeting up to the standards that you set for them, right? We ourselves react negatively, and this, of course, is a cause of additional stress. And for those who cannot hear me, I hear that you can click on that YouTube link. So click on that YouTube link, and you'll be able to hear me. So another area of stress you have is you find that you're not around a child 24/7. You have to trust the system that you're leaving them in. In this case, it's the school, right? You have them at school for more over 8 hours per day. You have them at church on weekends, and then they're with their friends. So when you do that calculation out of a 24-hour day, other than the sleeping time, you find that they are communicating with you maybe only 2 hours or 3 hours out of a full day. And some of us as parents, we don't even communicate with our child. We do not have a discussion with our child. Guess what, guys? If you are not there to influence them, and you see that they are doing something out of what you expect them to do, that is also an additional area for stress. So, with that understanding, it is important, again, it is important, and we have heard it, We hear the gentleman spoke about it. It is important for you to be a part of your child's life, and at your child's school, if they're in school, it's a very much more important for you to be a part of the school system. You have to be a part of a child's life and a child's school to ensure you know exactly what is expected of them in school and also what is expected of you as a parent. What is expected of them in school, meaning, have you done your homework? Even if you cannot read the thing. Some of my kids, as I say, I have three boys that live with me and a daughter. But my kids, some of them, I ask them, what's your homework? Let me see your homework. And they come with me, Spanish or something. I have no idea what it is, but guess what? I want to see your homework. I want to see it. And in addition to that, when you do that, yes, it adds additional stress. But what I do, when they're doing well, I encourage them as a parent, but not only encourage them, I give them a reward for good behavior, right? So that in itself, we're building our talk as we go to resilience, right? So that in itself helps them to do better. So being a part of the school will allow them to contribute more, and being a part of the school community as a parent will provide support for your child, because now the teachers, the principal, whoever it is that is a part of administration, see that you have a vested interest. You have an interest in the school that your child is a part of. So now I'm going to quickly touch on what is stress. Stress can affect the body. Stress can affect the body, meaning what are the risks when you're exposed to prolonged stress as a parent? First thing I want to point out is, and I did have a PowerPoint presentation. If the school want to share it with parents, it goes a little bit deeper into some of the items that I will discuss here today. Stress is natural and it is normal. First thing, every human being will experience stress. As a matter of fact, within the Bible, it will tell you that it will take any material, you apply pressure in it, and you will come out as a diamond or something valuable as gold. All of these minerals, precious minerals, are formed through pressure. Stress give you pressure. But here's how you're going to flip that now. So every human being experience stress, right? And everyone is vulnerable to some sort of mental distress. So it goes hand in hand. It's a key for survival. It's being human. It's your key for survival. Stress is a response to demands and again the pressure of your daily life. Stress is a response to things that are changing around you. We just had COVID, and some of you have to adapt, you have to change. So that is why we use stress and pressure synonymously. We use them interchangeably when we're talking, oh God, I'm so much pressure, or I'm under pressure. It is actually stress or stressors that is causing the body to react to these kinds of changing of environment, right? It is the body reaction to a situation or event that is perceived as challenging or I would say threatening, perceived as challenging or threatening. The important thing is life is like, say, work relationship. If you're in a work relationship and something changed, the motion get kicked out, that will apply stress. Those are some of the things that stress does. But how do you kick back? How do you come back to your 100%? So we all have a lot going on. There isn't a situation or a challenge or problem that you cannot overcome. So what are some of the factors when we see stress? What are some of the things that we look on? We look on work. We look on our relationship with our spouse and relationship with our kids, our children, and church, community. We look on financial difficulties. That's a stress. I was born and grew in Jamaica. Actually grew up in Spanish Town, and most of my time I lived in Central Village. That's where I'm from, and that's another story by itself. In terms of where I'm at today and overcoming stress from being almost killed in a car accident to say, I have to go back to school. I'm going to night school on my crutches, and then I decide, no, I will not take this. I cannot continue like this, and I went through a lot. So we talk about financial difficulties. We talk about changing in your environment, difficulties to do things. Stress Another factor is health problems. And the example I just gave it for myself, like major life changes, those are factors for stress. And again, COVID is one of those things that cause a major life changes. So when the body perceives or when the body identifies some challenge, it releases hormones such as adrenaline. Another thing, cortisol. So I'm not going to go too far in that, but what that means, it puts you in a fight or flight response. It triggers the fight or flight response when you're challenged, right? That is stress. So this response is designed to help you respond quickly to any danger or any pressuring situation. And this causes a heart rate to shoot up or a blood pressure to go up. And then you start breathing more harder, or you're quickened or increased based on your breathing. That is what those adrenaline and cortisol that your body produces. So you will realize then that going through stress is important because it's not a psychological thing, but it's also a biological thing as well. It affects how you think, but it affects your fluids, affect your body, and affect how you respond. So it is something that we can manage. Yes, there is good stress and there's bad stress. In small doses, a little stress can be beneficial, which is a good kind. So in small doses, stress can be beneficial. It can also motivate you to take action. And that was my situation. I was having very hard, major life changes. I was going through serious financial difficulties, but I chose not to take the short route of asking somebody for something. I decided to take the long route. And my route, my superpower at the time was I'm not the brightest guy on the planet. I'm not bright at all. But what I do is I will study hard. I will outstudy anyone. And if I have to take an exam, I'll do it once and I'll do it twice. As parents, if I have to do something for my kids so I can earn some extra money, I will do it. Open a little shop, run taxi, run some sidelines. Those are the things that I do. And that was my superpower. So that kind of helped me beat stress because now I have an avenue to redirect my my stressors or redirect my positive energy into. And that is what we're going to go into, right? We're going to go into something called resilience. But before I go there, I want to say the majority of us didn't know about COVID. The majority of us that went through COVID suffer from some undiagnosed PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. We also started suffer from grief, losses. We suffer from being isolated for a long time. We got anxious, but now it's time to get out of that. Now it's time to break out of that. Things is actually getting better and things are changing. Studies reveal that females were at a higher risk of burnout and anxiety during this time, and maybe two times more likely to go through more anxiety, stress, or pressure. And of course, during that time, research also showed that you women, you started playing double roles. You were more burdened due to stress. So this is so important that there's actually a thing out there called the Parenting Stress Index. Again, we can give the information later. It's now in its fourth edition. It's called Parenting Stress Index. And what this does, this was designed to evaluate the magnitude of stress in the parent and the child relationship system. Believe it or not, it is that important. It's called a Parenting Stress Index or PSI, and it calculates or designed to calculate the magnitude of parent-child stress. And this focuses on three things: the child characteristics, the parenting characteristics, and also your demographic situation. Where do you live? Or what is the situation at home? What is the situation of the child at home? So it is a very timely topic, Independence City Primary School. And I again applaud you on this. But because our previous speaker spoke so much about stress, I'm just going to go into stress management techniques, which is undoubtedly titled resilience. So now that we identified some psychological reason for stress, let us look and use our power to our advantage. Let us talk about resilience. How do we beat this thing called stress? How do we turn stress on its head so that it benefits us as parents and our children? So, resilience then is the ability to adapt and to cope in the face of any adversity, any trauma, or any stressful situation. Resiliency involves being able to bounce back from difficult things, difficult situation. Resiliency is the ability to use your inner strength, resources that are available to you to overcome any challenges, any adversity out there. Resiliency is not just the ability to endure difficult circumstances temporarily, but resiliency is about the ability to learn from them and to grow stronger. As I said in my situation, when I had that accident, I said I did not want handout. I did not want to be getting handouts from people. What I wanted to do was make a change. But my superpower, my strength was doing things over and over again until I get it. My thing was to set a goal and pursue it. No matter how many times I fail in that goal, I will go after it. Not the brightest guy in the room. You heard the introduction, but I go back at it and I beat it until I'm able to beat and become stronger as a result of that experience. It's a refining process. Resiliency it is a dynamic process that can be developed. It can be strengthened over time. No one is born with being resilient or fully resilient. They have to take it time and time again, and as they do that, they become better. It's a cultivational process. You cultivate it. Such as one of the things you can do is cultivating like social support. In my world, you find a church that you like, or you find a church that speaks and worship God, or you find something that supports what you do. In some areas, if they're not going to church, find something that provides community support. Find a support group. You practice self care. Take care of yourself. Yes, you're taking care of the children. Yes, you're taking care of the husband. Yes, you're taking care of the wife. Yes, you have to go to work. You have to take care of work. What about you? Take care of you. Engage in positive thinking. Engage in problem solving strategies. There's a saying that I always hear, and I guess I get this one back from Jamaica, where sometimes we are lacking something. And when you're lacking something, for instance, a man go up in a tree. This is a good example. Go up in a tree because he's trying to find some fruits, and he picked the fruit, and the fruit fell, and he felt so bad about it. He was so angry. And then somebody came along, a child came along, pick up the fruit and take it home and start eating. What I'm trying to say is sometimes you have some issues that you think it is the issue and can get worse, but there's always someone else out there who's having it worse. There's always someone else out there that can get a better benefit from your experiences. So sometimes when you're going through this thing, think positive. Find out how you can solve a problem. We have heard this saying that resilience is simply the ability to bounce back. And I just have 6 minutes. The ability to bounce back. Example, something that is resilient, for instance, can return to its original state after being bent or stretched. Just think of a small flower or a patch of grass going through concrete. Not a lot of water, not much sun, but that grass or that floor is going through that concrete. Think of an elastic band. When you stretch it and you let it go, it bounces back, right? So that is how we need to think of ourselves. Yes, we're going through this. Yes, we're having financial problems. Yes, we have matrimonial problems. What is it that we can use to flip this and become positive and get out of this? Let us look at 4 things that I want to leave with you. Resilient people become aware of their unexpected abilities as they face these new challenges. They become better. They become a better version of themselves, and that is their strength. So when I face a new problem or challenge, or when you face a new problem or challenge, that is when you realize how strong you are. That is when you find your hidden potential. You turn pressure into power. You do not just give up. You know what you're capable of. But until sometimes that pressure is applied, then that ability then exposes itself. So resilient people become aware of their unexpected ability. Number 2, focus on positive things. Try to find the positive out of every problem or situation. A positive perspective is very important. Do not surround yourself with negative people. And yes, I said it. We're talking about resilience. Do not surround yourself with negative people. Surround yourself with people who said, yes, you can do it, Sharon. Yes, you can do it, John. Yes, you can do it, Marlene. Focus on positive things. 3, social support. As I said before, find trusted friends, find colleagues, find family members, a church that can leave you less isolated. And it also helps us have a better perspective regarding what is happening in your life. Because at that point in time, when you surround yourself with colleagues and family members, you realize one thing. You realize that you are not the only person going through what you're going through. There are others who are going through it and they are finding ways to cope with it. 4, in the army, we have a saying, in the army, there's a saying that says after every war or some engagement, you have to do what they call an after action report. After every challenge or problem that you face, whether you go through the problem and you come out better at the other end, or the problem still persists and you were not able to make it, make sure you take what we call a lesson learned from it. Today's event as an example, you're going home, parents. What lessons have you learned? We have heard about 3 people share. What did they talk about? What lessons have you learned? What is your after action report? How can you become better? Take notes of lessons learned. That's how you become better. Stress resilience is more important than just merely reducing stress. So do not think about just reducing stress. It is about outsmarting stress. Become stronger and be better. Become smarter and be better. More resilient. And 4 ways parent can actually handle this is 1, practice self-care. We pointed that. One of the things the gentleman spoke about is play music. In my end, I said play upbeat music. Play something that inspirational. Spend some time with friends. Relax. If you haven't read for a while, read. Get something to read. Get yourself, number 2, get yourself organized. Believe it or not, establishing a routine and schedule for yourself and your family help to reduce stress and remove chaos and unpredictability. Unpredictability gives you stress because you don't know what is coming next. A simple thing as food for the week can be stressful. What is it that we're going to provide for food this week? Plan your meal in advance. And I'm just using a simplistic example. You have more complicated example. I'm oversimplifying this. But get organized is number 2. 3, practice mindfulness. Try to stay present. Try to focus on the moment. Some of us were here, and although I'm not there, I was on the camera, and I saw the cameraman pan a little bit around. Some of you are on your phones. You take the time you're here as a parent. Spend the time and listen to what is being shared. Even if the gentleman who spoke, I keep on referring, but I've learned something from him. Be present. Focus on the current moment rather than worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. Focus on the current moment. Of course, you can plan for the future, but do not dwell on the past. Of course, you can learn from the past, but do not dwell on it. Practice mindfulness. Be present to what's happening in front of you now. You'll be surprised. This practice will make you become much better. Finally, prioritize communication. I spoke about this already. Make an effort to communicate effectively with your children, with your husband, with your wife. Make an effort to communicate with other family members to avoid misunderstanding, to avoid or to reduce conflict. Sometimes the children, yes, they do something and you're not happy with it, yes. But try not to let that get you upset. It will get you upset, yes, okay. Have a conversation with them. Ask them questions. When they do something, ask the question, if you were in my situation, what would you do? And your child will surprise you. They will say, yes, I know I'm not going to get to go to Sally's house, or I know I'm not going to get this present, or I know that I need to be flogged or whatever. Even when they're intelligent, communicate with them. Talk to them, reason with them. You will be surprised as a parent who that child is portraying and in front of you. And I want to leave you with this. And this came up on a reminder from my wife's Facebook page yesterday, and it was about resilience. It says, stay the course, be resilient, Never give up. No matter what you might be facing at the current time or the challenges that are ahead of you, as you move forward in your quest to accomplish your goals and your dream, you must stay the course. As you set forth to achieve your goals and your dreams, you cannot be thin-skinned. You must be durable. You must be strong with a determination that you will get to where you want to go. Quitting is not an option. Work with the school, work with the parents. Failure is not a word that you should use when you're seeking to reach your goals and dreams. Ultimately, resilience is about understanding the difference between fate and freedom and learning to take responsibility of your own life. I want to say thank you, Madam Principal. I want to say thank you, Madam Chairman, teachers, board members, parents, families. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you again to put your hands together. Put your hands together for Dr. Fitzroy Gordon. Wonderful presentation Mr. Gordon put forward. And I want to use the opportunity to say congratulations to Dr. Fitzroy Gordon, a Jamaican who is in the United States of America lecturing at one of the most prestigious universities in the United States of America. So we want to say congratulations to him. And when you listen to him, he's coming from very, very humble beginning. Sir, you have done well and you're representing Jamaica and all of us Jamaicans very, very well. And we're very, very happy for your success. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together once more for him. And may I just share with you quickly, ladies and gentlemen, 4 things he left with us. He said that we need to be resilient. So it is very important that we continue to work hard, continue to push. He talks about changing pressure into power. Number 2, he talks about being positive. Always think positive. Don't think of the negative. Think positively. 3, he talks about providing social support. Support is very, very important. That is why we are here this afternoon to provide you parents with support because we recognize that you need support. Finally, he talks about taking lessons. Every situation we must use it as a learning experience and we must take the lessons from it. Finally, put your hands together again for our presenter. Recognize that you have been sitting for some time. I'm going to ask you at this time just to stand for a moment. Just stand for a moment. We're going to stretch. So we're going to stand at this time. So we're going to stretch all the way up. Down. Yes. Up again. Down. We're going to do some deep breathing 5 times. Let's go. 1. Let's go. 2. Let's go. 3. Let's go. 4. Final one. Let's go. 5. Wonderful. Put your hands together for yourselves. You may be seated. So at this time, we're going to be taking our 3rd presenter, that of Mr. Bertram Gale. And to introduce Mr. Gale is Miss Brian. Miss Brian will be introducing Mr. Gale at this time.
Moderator, principal, chairman, guest speakers, parents, and our online guests, and other members of this symposium. A pleasant afternoon to you all. It is an honor to introduce to you our 3rd presenter. He is an assistant curate at St. Andrew Parish Church. He holds a Master's of Philosophy in Linguistics from the University of the West Indies and a Bachelor's, where he received honors Theology from the University of Wales, Trinity, St. David. He was trained to be a Bible translator and a project manager in Kenya and in England. He coordinated 3 Jamaican language translation projects with Wycliffe Bible translators. Please make welcome Mr. Bertram Gale, who will be presenting on peaceful conflict resolution.
Good evening, everyone. Or good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. All right, all right. Everybody knows this chorus you just sing it when we go to school. It's love with a lot, but you want to sing the peace part. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Peace is a flag on high from the castle of my heart. From the castle. Hold on. You have to do the action. You know the flag and you have to do the castle. Yeah, the castle comes up. All right. 1, 2, 3. Peace is a flag floating high from the castle of my heart. From the castle of my heart. From the castle of my heart. Peace is a flag floating high from the castle of my heart. And the king is a residence there. So flying high in the sky, let the whole world know. Let the whole world know. Let the whole world know. So flying high in the sky, let the whole world know. That the king is a residence there. Beautiful. When they can sing, man. When they're on choir? All right. Most of them can go and this is a rising star this year. All right, so make sure someone can come up one more. You the planet. All right, peaceful conflict resolution. I must say that I am going to be very short this afternoon. I have an appointment that I must catch in a few minutes. I'm here somebody when we come in, say every time we're done, she can't put her pot on fire. And I don't want any of you not to be able to put your pot on fire because of me. Alright, but we know that people can do some mad thing when they're hungry. Alright, good. No, I don't even know why I was asked to do this now, because we don't like conflict. Anytime we see people we are war about, we just stand far from them. Anytime you realize, and this is not very good enough, but anytime you realize that I'm going to have a problem in the workplace or in class or whatever, me just take for myself because we don't want to deal with nobody who will cause my teeth and tongue and feed them teeth and tongue to me. I just a mistake. And but the thing is, we have to deal with conflict. We have to do it. It's going to happen. Whether we like it or not, it's going to happen. As sure as in a few hours from now, the sun going to go down and it's going to get dark, it is that certain that we are going to face issues related to conflict. But one of the things I want to focus on this afternoon is, Jesus said something in John chapter 14 about my peace I leave with you, and what else? Peace I give unto you. So on the sing alone, but not pass it on. Alright, good. To talk about conflict resolution has been something that is proactive. I wonder if any of the children here can tell me what proactive means. Any of the children, you know what it means to be proactive? Any of the parents who want to help them out? What does it mean to be proactive? Somebody else, what's up? Proactive? Okay, that's an interesting twist, but that's not the one that I mean. Anybody else? Helpful? Okay, anybody else? Come again? Actively doing? Well, it also means that you do not wait until something to happen in order to fix it. Alright. So you don't wait until you get that you need to be conservative in your use of water. All right? So you do something to prevent something from happening. All right? So you have an eye out for something positive. All right, good. So we can turn walk boat while over the place no one talk to. Okay, so peace, one of the things I want us to bear in mind is this. Before teeth and tongue meet, do everything you can do. Finna make teeth and tongue meet. So how do you go about doing that? And I want to use Jesus' understanding and definition of peace. Peace is really coming from the Jewish word. Jesus was a Jew, right? Yes. And peace was, anybody know the Hebrew word, the Jewish word for peace? Shalom. Let me hear everybody say it. Shalom. Shalom. All right. So peace means shalom. But what did peace mean? What does it mean for the Jewish people? It means, one, that you are existing in a space, in a place where peace reigns. So, I remember a few months ago, I went to the house of one of our pastors, and at the front of his house, as you enter over the doorpost, is this Hebrew word, shalom, which means peace. And what that means is that all those who enter the house, all those who live in that space can come anticipating peace, can anticipating those who live in that space working with each other for the benefit of each other. So think about Jesus. When Jesus was around, how it is that he went around doing what? Doing good. He went around what? Helping those who are vulnerable, speaking up for those who were not able to speak up for themselves. He was able to help those who were shunned by the society, although that gets in my trouble. But focus I want us to bear in mind is that one of the ways in which we can avoid conflict is by being our best selves. You hear what I'm saying? One of the most important ways we can avoid conflict is by being good to other people. Is by helping our neighbor. Is by loving our children and our fathers and mothers and our partners and our teachers and our co-workers and doing good things for them. So when you see somebody sad and kind of look down and heartbroken, you reach out to them and find out what one with them. When you see someone who doesn't have something to eat, and you have one pack of bun and cheese left over from Easter, and you want to carry them off, and if you eat them off, you say you're a doctor because your blood level, sugar level, will go way up. You extend a lending, a helping hand to them. If you see someone crossing the street and they're having difficulties crossing the street, you help them. If you see people, because you know what? Sometimes the people we are most hard on, the people we do the least for, are the people in our homes. The people that we work with. And sometimes we do more for the stranger than we do for those that we know well. But peace, addressing the issue of conflict, will be dealt with if it is that we begin by just showing love to everyone. But there are going to be times when, no matter how much love you give out, teeth and tongue will meet. And then sometimes when you have been so nice and kind and loving to some people, and at the time that sometimes some people give you hell. Not true? Yes. And sometimes people just don't like you. You don't know why you do people, and them just don't like you. You don't know why you do somebody, and every time they see you, if them here could have cut you up and make you bleed, the more than cut you get. Yes. And then some people, every time you go in a particular room, it's either your spirit get crossed when them come in or you see them, or for them spirit get crossed. And then you just can't work together. Can't work together at all. How do we go about dealing with this? How do we go about addressing this? Well, somebody say something? You abide them? Alright, good. Anybody else? Alright, you see them come this side and walk around there, son. No pay them no mind? Okay. What about dealing with the issue right there and then? Good. Because sometimes conflicts develop because there was a misunderstanding. Not true? Yeah, so sometimes, you may have said something and it never really means it come out the way there. Yeah, and sometimes you not even know that it come out the way there. But maybe this morning never wake up on them right side at the morning there and everything with them here just set them wrong, and it makes it difficult for them to cope, and them just decide, say, you know what, you mean me no good, Or sometimes it's our personality. Sometimes some of us we don't laugh up too much, and then some people just think that because we don't laugh up too much, we just don't like them. And that makes it difficult for them to connect with us, and sometimes things just blow out of proportion. Yeah, all sorts of things happen. It may be your partner, it may be someone you work with. And all these things happen from time to time. A lot of times it's misunderstanding. But what do we do? One person said, you address the issue. You address the issue. What if they don't give you a chance to address the issue? That is a real case. That's a real situation. Sometimes, you can't, to deal with conflict, sometimes it's not something that you can do on your own. You may need to get help. You may need to get help. So, say, Miss Pat, say, me and Troy have a big problem, and no matter how me try to talk to him, because if he not listen to me. Because sometimes that's a problem. When we are trying to address an issue, I am so caught up with how hurt I am, or you are so caught up with how hurt you are, that no matter how we talk, all you see is my mouth a move, and you not hear one word of me I say. You not give them a chance. Or I know why I responded in a particular way, and it doesn't matter what you say. Me know when me know, and me know when I think, and I am not listening to you. I'm not listening to you. So, this is how I would suggest we go about. I'm not saying that these are the only ways in which we can go about dealing with conflicts peacefully. In addition to being proactive, to being good and kind and nice and generous, being like Jesus to other people, in addition to that, let us begin by pushing ourselves to be respectful of others. Now, I am a Christian, so I have to talk to you with being informed from my Christian perspective. And it can be hard, because sometimes when you see some people, you just want to lick them down. Or if you don't want to do it yourself, you just pray that God will do something to lick them down for you. Not true? Yes, when I grew up in Westmoreland, I'm from Westmoreland, and when some people had some enemies, when they go mother or shepherd or wherever, and you hear them 12 o'clock in the day read out some psalm. Yes, man, they don't want to go over the yard to do nothing for you, themselves. So they just go forward and pray that God will do it for them. Yes.
But when you do that or something, after that, you feel sorry, say, you're going to eat,
Sometimes you feel sorry. Yeah, because sometimes when something happens to some people, say, yes, I'm good for them. That come for them long time. But see each and everyone as being made in the likeness and image of God. And something I saw the other day, and it says, you will never look into the eyes of anyone that God doesn't love. Think about it. You will never ever look into the eyes of anyone that God doesn't love. So think about the person with whom you have difficulties in terms of conflict and so on. The person who upsets you the most. the person with whom you can't get along very well, for whatever reason, look into the eyes of that person and you will see someone that God loves unconditionally. So if we can start by acknowledging that every single person, even the ones with whom we are in conflict, everyone is made in the likeness and image of God and deserve respect, maybe we can make some progress in resolving the conflicts. Because if all of us are level where that is concerned, if all of us are deserving of respect, maybe an expression of respect is to listen to them. Not true? Think about it. Sometimes when somebody talk to you or whatever, and you want to show, say, you don't respect them and you don't pay them, where you go? Take out your phone. Not true. You take out your phone and you go and see if you are text or you go and see if you are reading. Eh? That time you don't do nothing, you know. Eh? Or you sing them. Yes, man, you go and see if you are sing. You don't pay them no mind. Or you want to say, yeah, they're on a call. You see that sometimes some people them see somebody who they don't like come in the room and they just want to say, hello? Yes, man, and nobody don't call them. If you take your phone and look on the face, you don't see a thing because nobody don't call them. Miss who come? Oh, while they're doing that, the phone will ring. Alright, good. So, see each other, see everyone as being deserving of respect. Everyone deserves respect. And this is tied into what I just said just now. Listen. 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 Listen with a sense of humility. Listen knowing that, hey, someone's perspective is just as valid as your perspective. They may have seen something that you perhaps didn't mean to project, but it is their experience. If somebody feel hurt, you can't tell them that they're not supposed to feel hurt. If them feel hurt, them hurt. If you said something that upset them or that triggered them a particular way, you did it. Listen to what they have to say. Listen. Just like how you want them to listen to you when you're running off your mouth to defend yourself, you must sit down and listen to them too. Listen. What are you supposed to do? Listen. What are you supposed to do? Listen. So firstly, you respect them. Secondly, you listen. Listen. Listen carefully. Listen what them say and listen what them don't say. Another thing I would like us to become aware of in dealing with conflict is emotional intelligence. Anyone knows what emotional intelligence is? To become emotionally intelligent? Anybody, what do you think it means? You must be able to control your emotions. Yes, that's part of it. Anyone else? It also means you are aware of your emotions. Become very aware of your emotions. Yesterday I had to go to a school for some group counseling. It was some trauma thing that they experienced there. So it was sort of a group therapy session, and people were able to talk about their memories about something, about an incident, about someone, but it was very difficult for them to identify their emotions. Whether it was anger, whether it was a sense of disappointment, whether it was a sense of joy, but that is very important. When you are experiencing conflict with someone, what are the emotions that you are experiencing? Emotional intelligence. Be aware of your feelings, how you feel. And also be aware of your ego. Because sometimes, when you're in conflict with some people, you know how you feel, and sometimes you know say you wrong, Or you may know say you right, but because you are defending your ego, you know what feel look shame, and you know what look embarrassed. So your ego takes precedence, and because you want to protect that image of yourself, it prevents you from resolving issues. Because from doing the right thing, because sometimes you well know say you did wrong. You know, that's not true. But you want to pretty it up. You want to pretty it up and you kind of hold on and you say, no, man, hold it on a little bit longer. But you know what that does? It perpetuates the problem. Emotional damage. She's the on TikTok, you know, you can tell the TikTok people then. You're trying to create a level playing field. Hey, I see you're taking on guilt. But says, okay, alright. You share the damage? Okay, share the damage. Yes, you want to say something? Okay. And another issue I want us to look on briefly is communication. Communicate. Say how you feel. Again, be honest with yourself. Be honest with the other person. And I know you might say, well, if you're not honest, what if they're not honest? You know, we can't live our lives in the if world. Alright? We should move out and be honest and communicate how it is that we really feel, what happened from our perspective, and as I said, being able to listen to others. It is not a perfect world that we live in. And because we are different, we have different things that we like, different things situations that we would prefer, different ways of doing things and so on. So we are always going to have conflict. And I don't want us to leave here believing that because we have conflict and conflicts can be resolved, that in the end all of us are going to live in a situation of kumbaya. We just love and hug up each other and so on. No, it's not going to happen. For some people, because the differences between you are so great, you may never see eye to eye and you may have to avoid being with each other in certain contexts because you know what will happen. He says it, he says, love your enemy from afar. But sometimes the person doesn't have to be your enemy, you know. Uno just realize that uno different. Uno may have a simple misunderstanding, you may see things differently. You, for example, let's say you have a situation where you believe that, this is a stupid example. An example where you say we can have KFC for, use the phone? Alright, okay, good. So, where on the next set? Say next set, where you say Android. Okay, so one set loves Android and one set likes iPhone. Alright? And both of you are determined in your minds, in your hearts, that iPhone is better than Android. And another said that Android is better than iPhone. Alright? Well, no, really need to see eye to eye and believe the same thing, you know. Just accept that there are differences, and that is one of the ways in which we resolve conflict. Accept that there are differences among us, but we can at the same time respect each other. Respect the views of others. Respect the opinions of others. Respect the perspective of others. Respect the dignity of the other. And to me, if we begin there, we would have gone a long way in addressing the issues we have in relation to conflict. So like a plan. Yes. So, dear friends, they're going to be done right as right now. Alright? Let us be proactive in our address in relation to conflict. Make we do all that we can to avoid conflicts, and one of the ways in which we do that is to just try our best to live peaceful with each other. Try our best to help people, whether they're a stranger, whether they're in our house. And, you know, Mr. I got done, but this is the conclusion of the conclusion. With your children. You know, say sometimes we have conflict with the children, but some of the parents believe say children must be seen and not heard. Eh? And because of we I give them lunch money, and because of few house for roof them under, and them are sleep in a few bed, eh? And now we are buy clothes give them, eh? They never said we can have them. Yeah, and precisely, we do to them anything. So you know what happens sometimes? They grow up with a sense of resentment. They grow up with a sense of resentment.
You know, you're talking to my son. And while when he do things, and he come and tell me out there, give another person say, no, because of us sit down and everything, when they look for me and say, mommy, you see you, when we write, you must say, we do this and we do that, no matter blame me for everything. So you see now when he come and say, mommy, this and this, we say,
Beautiful.
because I grew up in a life, so when he grew up and everything, people don't hate me.
Yes.
Because you can jump up with me and say, we come and tell you this and you don't believe me. Say we hate me.
And when we have those conflicts with our children, perhaps because of behavioral issues and so on. I have a son, he's 14 and he's 15 this year. He's in second form at Mannings. And me never beat him yet. Never ever beat him yet, and me no plan to beat him. Yeah? And he boast when him friend them in the house. Me daddy never beat me yet. Yeah? And his mother now, she love lick for her hand just quick, light, you know, anything happens, she just want to beat. Eh? Like your one. Yeah, she just want to beat. Alright? But you know what I do for my son? And the thing is, they said, you know, give me no trouble, but she give for hand light. And she in the trouble. You know what I do? I sit down with him, I'm looking in the eye, and I talk to him. I tell him how it is that what he has done or what he did affects me, how it makes me feel, how I see it.
Father always talk. Mother happy to a wake up call.
You know, but hold on. You know where I am from? In Westmoreland, it was usually the opposite. If it like get trouble and mommy talking now work, you say we are going to do. Me I go tell daddy.
A long time, dear.
A long time, so you have to me home? You have to me home?
Not for a traditional style.
Well, I am speaking from my perspective, and I'm not going to get into any conflict with you. I know that this is my experience. I'm sure that your experience will be different. But I'm saying maybe one thing that we need to do is to, even though our children are young and we are providing for them and so on, the same principles I told you about dignity, seeing them as being deserving of respect and dignity and so on, we treat them that way. We listen to them as well. Depending them have feelings too, you know.
Yeah, you have to give them a chance to express.
Yes, give them a chance to express themselves. I remember once, never lick him, but me didn't make you lick him one time. Yes, make you lick him one time. And you know what I said to him? I apologized to him. I apologized to him. I apologized to him for making him feel scared. Yeah, not fear. Yeah, I apologize for making him feel scared and for making him, because the thing is, I was being reactionary. Yeah, and in my experience, sometimes when parents are up there, it's just because they're angry and frustrated. Yeah, and I never want that to happen to me and my son. So we apologize to him, and he respect me for that. So even now, when him mother tell him, say, never talk to God in for you, he start ball. And he knows that he's not going to kill me. He don't want me to be disappointed. Amen.
He used to say that he loved chaos. I like when I say love to him. There's money and bad you. And we said, who for your son? You know, you mean you love bad man? You love chicken. And somebody said, Marsha, do not be the son like that. Experience the calm or when one is here. I said, stop reading.
Yes.
The word just woke up to me. Into my one at school, my one at road, it just a come up and gallon and put it away.
I close with this. Thank you. I close with this about opening to our children, because sometimes as parents we don't talk about the conflicts we have with our children. How it is that when we have conflicts, it prevents us from, or our children from opening up to us. Just as how when we have conflict with other adults, we pull away by ourselves. Yeah, them pull away too. So the other day my son, they sent me a message. So he said, Daddy, me can't shave now. So I said to him, if you can't shave now, no most man say we don't go a barber. You know, make a barber shave you, because I think when I was his age, I had one strand. I used to walk on that school and show everybody. So yeah, I told him, no. One strand I had. But then he said, Daddy, no. No. So I said, what are you talking about? But then he realized what he was asking me about. No, in my head, this is a 14-year-old boy asked me about shaving. Eh? I wasn't even thinking about that when I was his age. So the issue is, again, what are the kind of conversations that they may be having with each other in school? He must have talked to somebody about that. He must have talked to somebody about it. But he knows he can't talk to me about anything. So he comes to me and talks to me about things like that. So dear friends, let us be proactive. Let us respect each other. Let us communicate with each other. Let us be emotionally intelligent. Because these are the little steps that we can take to ensuring that we deal with potential conflicts and actual conflicts. Thank you so very much.
Continue to put your hands together for Father Bertrand gave wonderful presentation. May I share with you my observation as it relates to this presentation this afternoon? Very interactive presentation. You were in his presentation, and I recognize you got into your own and you were able to ask the question and you were able to interact with him, and he was able to interact with you as well. That by itself suggests and show us that he's a wonderful presenter. Again, I want you to put your hands together. Father Bertrand here. The father made mention of a number of important things. Talk about conversation, communication. It's very, very important that we communicate, not just with our children, but communicate with our partners. Communicate with those individuals in our workspace as well, very, very important. Father, talk about being at peace with self and being at peace with each other. And there's no way Father would have left without talking about the Bible itself. And he brought into bear Jesus Christ himself. He was a very peaceful man when he walked planet Earth. So again, Father, we want to thank you for coming and for sharing with us this afternoon. And I recognize that our parents really enjoyed this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a light moment at this time. And because we want to take a light moment, it is important that we hear from our students. How do you know that the school is a wonderful school? May I share with you that there are some things that you can look at to know that the school is doing well. When we're talking about doing well, we're talking about the ethos of the school. I want to use the opportunity at this time to pay tribute to the chairman and the principal of our school, because may I share with you parents that school is going on right now and you don't even know that school is going on. That by itself is an indicator that teachers have things under control and that our children are very good children. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, so we want to say thanks to chairman and principal. You did a wonderful job. So at this time, I'm going to ask you to help me to welcome our choir at this time. They are coming to make their presentation. Our young people, our choir. put your hands together again for them. You know what I like about your presentation? This school, our school, is a primary school, but it does not have the feeling of a primary school. It has the feeling of a prep school. You recognize how those students carry themselves? Very dignified. And I want to say, leaders, you are doing well. Parents, you are doing well. It's a long time I have not seen such demonstration of decency and discipline. We're talking about a primary school because most Jamaicans, most of us, we want to get our students, our children into prep school. But what we saw this afternoon is this demonstration of a prep school in a primary school. That by itself is very, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our students. What we use the opportunity to say thanks to the teachers who train our young people. They have done well. Teacher, you have done well. And if it is not too far, I'll take them at Old Harbour High School for all together sin. And this time we're going to be taking... All right, wonderful. So at this time we're going to be taking our next presenter. And our next presenter is Mrs. Shernette Powell. And to invite Mrs. Powell as teacher, Mrs. Langley will be introducing our next presenter, Mrs. Powell. Mrs. Langley?
Moderator, principal, distinguished member of the school board, teachers, parents, guest speakers, other specially invited guests, a good afternoon. I take great pleasure in introducing the fourth speaker for this afternoon. She is a proud wife and mother. She holds a master's degree in educational leadership and management and a bachelor's degree in secondary education, business studies from the University of Technology, Jamaica. She holds a diploma in secretarial studies, teacher education at the Bethlehem Moravian College. She recently completed a diploma in theology. She is a member of the Linstead Baptist Church for 26 years and served as president of the Linstead Baptist Women's Federation for 4 years and is presently the president of the St. Catherine Baptist Women's Federation and national secretary for the Jamaica Baptist Women's Federation. For the past 8 years, she has been an active lay preacher. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome and be prepared to be enlightened by Miss Shernette Powell, who will speak more on parenting in the 21st century.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So we like one of the vibes of the first session. So really, that's what we're going to do right now, right? Yes. So I'm looking around and I see everybody, and everybody should be parents, don't? And everybody like them children, don't? So we can pass a tune then? We do it with the love, we don't do it for the life. Do it with the love, we don't do it. Pull up selector. No, that's you just sing the song that you're doing for the love and not the life. It's about what we do for our children, right? And I'm here to talk to you about parenting in the 21st century. So, yes, I'm a parent. 2 boys, 22 and 17. Don't say me look young. But guess what? I'm not so young as me look. But I have those two boys. And I have to ensure that I also do parenting in the 21st century. More so, you heard that I'm a principal, so I have to take care of all those children in my school also. So that's why I'm telling you today. But do it for the love, not for them. So parents, if you do it for the love and not the likes, and then I heard one of our speakers said earlier, maybe we are speaking to the converted. Because you are here. So it means that you do it for the love and not the likes. So let me tell you what I usually do when I have to go to school. And I went to work this morning. And I am nervous because I see one of my mentors in education. He is the chair for this function, the moderator. So when I'm finished, he will be grading me like A, B, C, and D and tell me where I fail and so on. But parents, this is what I want to say to you. Sometimes you have to grade yourself. And right now I want you to think about where you are as a parent. A, B, C, and some people they are F. Now the F student they never come today. Them stay home, right? Because if they wanted to learn about parenting in the 21st century, we think they probably would have turned up. Not true. When I turn up here. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the principal. Oh, they are online. So the people that were online, big up to you. Only know in the F class because you're still present. And that is what we're talking about in the 21st century. You don't really have to be on that tent. You can be online, but you are present. So I want to thank the principal and the guidance department and all the teachers here and you parents for really having me over. Yes, I see my good friend, Mrs. Halley. To your very first hybrid parent symposium. Today, do you believe, parents, that the success of the child, parent success is equal to child success? And we're not talking about money and them kind of things. Parent success is equal to child success, and I believe totally in that. Let me tell you why I believe in that. Some people over there also feel like we not talk to them. You see, when I was a little girl, I loved to have the dress done with the whole of sisters go down. So it's when Christmas come and you have some eyeglasses with the Christmas glasses then. Every Christmas, my mother usually ensured that my smaller sister and I had about 6 sister dress go down. We have a normal, nice Christmas sunshade. At evening, you know, but we are going to have Christmas, so we put it on. But let me tell you why I tell you that story. I've never seen my mother buying a new dress for herself during the Christmas period. I've never seen my mother buying a dress for herself, and I grew up in a single parent household. Because what my mother did was to ensure that we look good before she looked good. Some of the time we see the parents them come a parent-teacher meeting and their ear look good done. Nail long like a Mount Everest. And so the people them a draw the shoes and come here and see them. No, we don't want that. That is not parenting in the 21st century. So you remember when we started out and see we do it for the love. So we don't care if teacher wants that my clothes don't look good. Once my child looks good, that's what I'm thinking about. Once my child gets the book, that's what I'm thinking about. It's an iPhone time for me to buy iPhone and the people then have a book. So parenting in the 21st century means that you have to look good and the children then stay behind you. So my dears, mothers and fathers, I'm happy to see the fathers here. My daddy never used to, yes, you don't clap the fathers over there, man. My daddy never used to look on nowhere. So we have to change our philosophies, our mindset, and how we go about doing things. That's what parenting in the 21st century speaks to. So I'm telling you this right now, that if my son wants to do CFCs, and I want to buy a wig, I may have some wigs, you know, but we stop here because of summer now, we have to make sure so we hear. But guess what? Me not buy no wig, and my son wants the CHC. That is not parenting in the 21st century. So we want to reignite the community. And that is when we come and we talk to you. That is when we want parents to understand that and the children first. And once children get it, then we don't have to worry about ourselves. Because my mother don't have to worry about herself right now. Because she put me first in the December period. And I like it that way. So parents, no we can talk.
Of course.
We respect each other, you know. You see parents them were coming to us with us and I got an astronaut trace teacher. I said them go on with their head. Remember, that is not reigniting the community. That is tearing down the community. And even though we have moved beyond what most of us are used to, we're still talking about the community. So let me tell you a story what happened to me one night. I saw my cousin going to shop because me come from country, you know. And we held on and we went to shop. So I said to my cousin, I said, tomorrow, when my mother, I got cussed me, said, no, man, we're going to shop because I saw a community member the night. And true to fact, she told my mother, she said, you're a man. But my mother knew us so well. And she asked me, you're out there that shop last night. So hear me now as a little girl. Make this coming, go away. My mother said, little girl, sit down. Now, in this time and age, hear the parents then. I want what they got time is coming. Your girls, now you know. Those people were in an F class, when they never come to school today. They are the ones that went out and cursed the parents. Now let me tell you something, parents. In the 21st century, I usually read up a lot because TV usually sign on and sign off. And then they hear me about you can calculate on me age, you know. So I didn't have time to be on tablet. There was probably internet was around, Dr. Gale, probably internet was around, but I didn't watch them tools, look on them too in our class now. And so we are talking about the two parents that were up there, so we're not paying no mind over here, so Dr. Gale. And so we are calling you out and you're not even look at so your parents instead. So guess what now? No internet never there around my time. So what I did was I read a whole lot. One man see me and reading now, we're talking about reigniting the community. There are some people in the community that will really have to take what pinning them from you, man. You're so mad and you cuss so bad word behind it. Because you saw me reading. But let me tell you something, parents. Get your children reading. And parenting in the 21st century means responsible parenting. So here daddy now. Yeah man, she are reading on her tablet. But the children are so wise. They drop the book on the tablet and daddy come in and then just flick it and then read, you know? And then write and then focus. But this is when daddy gone on cartoon come up. And yeah, and then I shake the head and father said that. So what I did during coronavirus period when my son was online, I'm an educator, so it means I'm going to be home too. So I pause out of the living room and then I say, I look over in here, so parents of the 21st century, my mother didn't have to look in a book because it was just a book. If you have the book, you have the book, parents. But now we're in the 21st century, we're talking about phones, we're talking about iPads, we're talking about internet. How do you become responsible in the 21st century? You have to pay attention to your children. So let me give you an example. I work all the way in Point Hill, and that is, in everybody's opinion, it is deep rural St. Catherine. One day I saw this big alabaloo and I went to check out what was happening. So I'm going to tell you the truth. I have never made a TikTok video. I heard you telling which phone better, whether it's Android or iPhone. So I'm not really, this is a which phone better once we have a phone. And that's another story this is in the 21st century. We don't buy one bag and give the children, you know. Mommy, we buy iPhone because of 21st century. But them really don't need no TikTok or no anything. Give them one bag and just call them pan. It is responsible No, you're not buying the book, but you're buying an iPhone. Tell me, that is good thing? That is not good thing. So we are moving away from reading books, but I think we need to get back there. So, because, and then don't. So we don't want to pay them. They have one song about done. So now you're going to do it? Okay, class. You know why they don't need an iPhone and a tablet? Oh, yeah, so they want to do it. We are in a primary school right now. We are in primary school. You see the high school students, everybody is doing research. Whether you're in primary school or high school, infant school, wherever you are. We are not saying that you should not provide the resources. Hear the people that want to talk. Hear them. I want to discuss parents in the 21st century. I'm just going to leave with you 5 stratospheric laws of success that is really can go right across for everybody. The first law that we'll be looking on for parenting is the law of value. Now, when I gave you the story earlier about value, my mother saw it fit to ensure that we got value even when she wasn't getting it. That's what I want you to do in the 21st century. Now, the law of value speaks to your true worth is determined by how much you give in value than you take in payment. Now, let your children know how much you value them. When you value your children, you don't line them up with bad word from here so to Brayton. I don't know where Brayton is, but it's a cow name. Afar? It's a cow name because I Portmore. You don't need to do that. Listen, you see when you show them love, you see when you kiss them and tell them, even though they don't get 100%, you show them that you care, you value them as a human being. I tell you, when they go, if they're in grade 1, when they go to grade 2, a different something I see. I've noticed where students get love and it takes them to a higher level with their grade. So you can't be looking at just the grade alone. It's very important, but you need to give them love. You don't need to give them the most expensive gadgets. You need to support them. You need to go to parent symposium like this. You need to go to PTA meetings. May I talk truth and facts? Okay. And stop saying, we're tired of them. Let me explain to you what I saw during the Corona period. When there were a lot of memes going around, and there was this video about this little girl said, like she said, we're tired to hear something like that. Good job. Good job. And she said, me tired to hear good job. What do you do as a parent in the 21st century when you say good job and the child said, I'm tired to hear it? Probably the child needs a hug this time. Probably the child needs to hear a loving voice this time. And I want you to see that your children, you need to value them. You need to care for them. You need to protect them. And protecting means from the internet. There are so many things on the internet that it is killing our children. The internet, they're all over. So you have to place some value now on who they are. If you really want them to grow into adulthood. When my mother was growing me, it was different from now, don't you? Yes, we don't have them from them. They have everything. So how do you navigate? How do you go through with everything that is there? We can. So that with that point though, if we are reigniting the community and a child takes a phone to my house that does not belong to me or anybody in my house, what are you going to do with it? Back to the sender. want a water gun. And I asked him, where did you get that gun? Mommy, I want my friend give me. So I said, but you don't let somebody see it work. I don't even do the right thing. So probably that girl will tell me I'm principal. I just go so. Yeah. So you don't need no water gun. Nobody in their yard can play no water war. You can't play water war at school. So when you need water gun, and he cried and he cried and he cried. So the next day when he came home with a little crab. Since I've been making play with the water gun, this no must be real. So I said, oh my gosh, baby, you bought a crab. How are you going to take care of it? He said, Mommy, I need one of the little disposable cup. Of course, they give him the cup. But I know that crab now going to be full. Give him the cup. You understand? So many things that you have to know if you give and what to take. Tomorrow morning, you wake up and look in the crab and say, Mommy, you see the crab? I said, no, baby, make me look for the crab. I know, I don't know if it help us sweep him up. The crab just turn back up and gone and waste the money. What that means? He will learn a lesson next time. So you have to teach them simple lessons in the 21st century that will not hurt them. Now we go to the law of compensation. Most people, my picnic and my pension, none of it stop it. No children and no pension, none of it stop it. You know why? Sometimes we don't give them the kind of value, but we're expecting them to take care of us. So the law of compensation states your income, it says, is determined on the listening or not. I'm riding up on and I want to stop that now. My income is determined by how much, it's determined by how many people we serve and how we serve them well. And we can say how we serve our children. How you serve your children in the 21st century, it is going to determine the kind of men and women that we will be seeing in the next 10 to 20 years. So even if you're young and nice right now, 10 to 20 years, your son will be the adult who might be taking care of you. That's why you talk to him so much? Yes. Yes. She said she talked to him and they don't cuss and fight and he asked a lot of questions and I like that. When the boy them ask a question, we don't ask so much questions. No, parents. In the 21st century you need to listen. That is when you're going to learn if they are thinking about suicide. That's when you're going to learn if they have bad friends at school. That's when you're going to learn if anybody's trying to touch them. You need to know how to help them. So listen now. And you heard it over and over. People, it's going to be pension. No, because when they grow up, they're going to have their own family. But if you help them now, they will help you back. Yes, if you help them now to grow in this 21st century as good citizens. Yes, maybe.
You will give some your all, and
Yes.
when they come up in a life, they don't look for you. They see you walk with stick out and go down, looking for their mother.
And one of the parents over there said it depends. But I want to believe though, hold on parents, I want to believe that I believe firmly in the Bible, and you'd have heard that I'm a Christian. But you see how you grow a tree and how it bend? I see how you set up a grow. So if you do what you need to do now, I tell you from my heart, they will help you. But sometimes we don't take the responsibility and we blame everybody else and everything. Give you another example. I was at school and a little boy decided that we don't want a teacher to teach me, so I'm teach him because his teacher wasn't at school. So I went around to the school back and I found him. So I asked the question, why are you, not in class? He couldn't tell me, he didn't want the teacher to teach him. So I called his mommy to say, I don't think he's a bad child, but I think he wants a break for the rest of the day, so I'm going to ask you to take him out today. And when the mommy came, she said to me, nothing about the child being at the back, nothing about the child's calling class, nothing about the rules being broken. She said, Miss, all the people them up here do I tell him say, oh, Madam Marga, and I hear white. I said, Mother, I did not call you for that. Then is that responsible parenting? The then we deal with that. So when mommy just said to me that sometimes I help them, and what kind of help they are talking about? I want to really know. What are you talking about when you said that you do what you had to do? The law of influence. Earlier we heard somebody spoke about children taking in the, I don't remember the name of the thing like cigarettes, but it's, no, vape. Vape. Now, a little boy took a vape to school, and my VP found out. And when the mother came, she cried because she said, Miss, I really did not know that this was harmful to the child, because I thought smoking was most harmful, so that's why I do vaping. Now the child see her vaping, believe it is something good that he could do also. That the law of influence speaks to, it is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interest first. The other people's interest we're talking about is the interest of your child, that you're going to place first. For those of you who might be doing things and I say, you know, they follow big people. No. I do it. You doing it so the child see you doing it, so that is what he or she is going to duplicate. Not so parents? I want you to really understand that your influence is very important to the children, and they will do what you do. If you're angry, they're going to be angry too. And so I'll wrap up shortly by telling you the law of authenticity. I ran the risk one day to tell my smaller son that my bigger son didn't study. So, you know, she said not studying is still like that A. And my son said, Mommy, he is somebody different. Don't compare me to him. Yes. I'm sucking at myself, you know, and I say, he was true, and I apologized. Some of you don't apologize. When I tell the children something and then when I say, more for yourself. No. They have feelings too, parents. And you know, for the child to be authentically themselves, don't compare them. Don't tell them about somebody else's child. Don't look over the fence, and because your neighbor's child is doing better, you criticize your child. It's your child, it's your responsibility, and you need to work with them. Make right or me wrong? You don't give me a clap if me right, man. You don't give me a clap. And then the last law that I want you to look on is the law of receptivity. The key to effective giving is to stay open to receiving. You are here receiving today. It means that you're open to understand some additional things right here, right now. 21st century parenting is very important as we speak. When we were younger, another parent would see somebody else's child doing something, and they are not open to nothing. So you say, Susie, you know, I saw your daughter with an adult male. I don't know what was happening, but I'm just telling you because I'm concerned. I've seen that person more than once. Move on yourself, stop talking about this completely on the current. You heard it before, don't? We are not open to receive. We are not reigniting the community. You know what we are doing to the teachers now? If teachers speak to the children, parents go to school and beat them up. If parents speak to the children, then call them bad man, cousin and brother to come shoot them up. How do we have parents in the 21st century? How do we reignite the community? It's going to take a concerted effort. Parents, school, and the entire community. And if we don't do that, my friends, we're going to find that we are going to be afraid to live in the next generation. And it can change. It will change. Because you are here today, and you are going to try to be just that nucleus, a small group that is going to help Independence City to grow the children in the 21st century. Now I just want to leave you with this. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Let us continue to reignite the community. Blessed Lord.
recognize that you're enjoying it. Put your hands together for Mrs. Powell. So Mrs. Powell shared with us this afternoon, not just from the perspective of a parent, but from the perspective of a teacher slash principal. So Mrs. Powell was able to speak from the heart. And in speaking from the heart, she made mention of 5 takeaways, but I want to share with you 3 of the 5 takeaways that she would have shared with us this afternoon. She talked about value, because it's very important that we put value on self, and that we also put value on our children as well. Because if it is that we don't put value on self, then we will not be able to put value on our children as well. So it is very important that first we value ourselves. Know your value, know your worth. And once you know your value and know your worth, then that is going to be trickled down to your children as well. She talked about influence. Influence is very, very important. You have to be that influential parent. That parent who's going to provide support. That parent that is going to ensure that real exams are given to their children, to their child. She talked about receptivity, receiving. But remember, parents, it's not just about receiving. It is also about giving as well. So you want to receive, yes, but at the same time, it's important for you to give. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, put your hands together for Mrs. Kelly. We're moving nicely. We're moving nicely. And in moving nicely, ladies and gentlemen, the society that we're living in is a very stressful society that we're living in. Extremely stressful. As it relates to the bills, very stressful. Growing our children can be stressful. Work can be stressful. Home can be stressful. Ladies and gentlemen, so I will have to change my approach in terms of my introduction, because I was just informed that it's not the individual that I was thinking of to provide us with information as it relates to how we deal with stress. Because we have stressful situations. But ladies and gentlemen, at this time we're going to be inviting Miss Willett Allen to introduce Miss Allen. To introduce Miss Allen is Miss Jordan. Miss Jordan will be introducing Miss Allen at this time. And may I share with you, while Miss Jordan is charged with the responsibility to do the introduction, I thought her in grades 10 and grade 11. I am very happy that here it is now, one of my students is introducing our presenter. Thank you very much.
Moderator, principal, chairman, guest speakers, parents, online viewers, a pleasant afternoon. It is with utmost pleasure that I introduce to you our next speaker. She is a motivated and detail-oriented professional, proposed writer, and entrepreneur. She brings immediate and strategic value to any business, enterprise, or organization. She has developed proposals in the interest of early childhood education, caring for the elderly at Organcy House, Circle of Love for the Universal Truth Center, business models for B&B living, a home for the elderly, the court reporting boutique, building magnificent fulfilling future, and the good news unit. As an organo gold consultant and distributor, she hosted Coffee Jazz Sensation across the community of Portmore and assisted in creating a new
health sensation at the workplace. Please make welcome Miss Relette Allen. Okay, a lot of words there, right? But some of you know me already, right, Karen? Yes. I have been the parent mentor here for some time, along with Miss Barbara Daly Jeffrey, who is in your audience. Now I want to affirm you today. So I'm going to congratulate you for choosing to be here. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here today to be at the symposium. And I am sure you're enjoying it, right? Yes. Nice like rice and peas? Yes. Rice and peas? Yes. Okay. So we're going to affirm that we know and acknowledge that our children are gifts from God. We're going to affirm that they're on loan to us. You don't own them. They go right back to God. And we're going to affirm that we are here to nurture and protect them. Yes? Yes. So I am here to talk to you about child safety and parent awareness. And I have the assistance of some slides, which we're going to share as we go along. We're also going to play a game. But first, let me share some facts. Protecting your world is, I think, equivalent to parent success is equal to child success. And there are some things that we can all do to ensure that our children avoid injuries that lead to disabilities and even death. The statistics, according to Save Kids Worldwide, says that an average of 2,200 children die each year from injuries in a home, and 3.5 million visit the emergency department for injuries that happen inside of a home. That's a lot. And to think the home is the safest place. So I'm going to share some tips that will help to create a safer space for the entire family. And to make it easy, we're going to play a game. Now, some of our parents already have a key card with a word on it. And we have 3 rounds of hearing what you think being safe in these spaces means. We're going to play it. Nobody wants to play. The game. Okay. The game called Talk the Things Then. Alright, so we're going to start with child safety in the home. So who has the card that says living room? Yes. What you said is the safety measures for the living room. Safety measures for the living room. No, I never thought about it. Anybody have anything to say? Well, first, ensure that all electrical sockets are covered. That's a good one, right? Especially for the small children. Anything else?
Yes.
Yes.
Make sure the television in the living room is on parental guidance.
All right, you've gone into the other part. Yes, the actual internet systems and so. Yes, we're going to deal with that. But we're actually talking about the furnishing now. Yes?
Cover all sharp edges.
Oh yes, the sharp edges of the furniture. You cover them. And how you do that? You don't want to help us. How you do that? How you do that?
They sell some rubber things at the hardware.
The rubber things at the hardware. So you go to the hardware store and you ask for something to protect the sharp edges.
Let them know how dangerous the outlets, the plug-in in or so they don't have to push pencils or whatnot in it.
Okay, so you talk with your children about the safety of the plugs. Okay, so we know about the flat screen TV, right? The suggestion is you put those either hoisted on a wall, mounted on a wall with brackets, or you put them on a low table. You mount the TV or you put them on a low table. What about the small items that you have on your whatnot and
Place them high.
place them above the child's eye level, out of their reach, so they don't have to put it in their mouths or get attracted in their mouths. Alright, so who have the kitchen? Who got the kitchen? Yes. What do you have to say about the safety of the kitchen? Yes, the cutlery. You store them safely and away from the reach of the children. What else we can say about the kitchen?
You don't remember to take it off, you remove the bleach because they will take it and drink it.
Alright, so we put the bleach.
Matches.
You put away the matches, the bleach in a shelf that they cannot reach. Right, and sometimes you put bleach in things that look like soda bottle, and so they think it's something to drink. So you put those away. Some of this is, oh, we have one over here. While I go over there, there's the one about the stove and the pot. Turn on the gas. You know I used to do that, yes. Turn off the gas when it's not in use. In putting them off, label the bottles that you have the bleach in as opposed to the soda. Alright, we also have a safety tip about when you're cooking. So while cooking, the suggestion is use the back burner and turn the handles towards the center of the stove so there's no handles hanging off. So as far as possible, use the back burner and turn the handles towards the stove and away from the edges. Anything from you, Daddy?
Most emphasis is already been said, but I can talk about
no play, no play.
probably not.
No play, no play, no play.
So we cover the laundry and the detergent for those things and to keep them out of the reach of the children. Suppose you're in a two-story house. What is the precaution for stairs? Who have stairs? Who have stairs? Yes. What do we do for the stairs?
I can talk about the stairs because I have a staircase in my house and I set out when I was 35 years old, so that's a long time. My children grew up on that staircase and everybody knows that they are not to climb the stairs. If now, my grandchildren, great-grand, just last week one day I had to sit to uppers my grandma. And when I was outside, what my little one did was take all of them upstairs. When I went, I didn't see them. So when I went inside, everybody was chirping up the stairs. I called them down. I said, Zene, don't you know that you're not to take your friends upstairs? Don't go up the stairs. And please hold on when you're coming down. So the stairs is very dangerous. Very dangerous. And you have to tell them how to go up, how to come down. Please hold on or come down on your back. So it's very
Alright, so we have some ideas here. So what about putting what they call a staircase at the top and one at the bottom? So you put a guard up, so they have a difficulty for falling off the stairs. And windows, you're on 2 levels now. What you do with the windows?
Bring them. You bar them.
You bar them, so you buy window guards so that the young young children, especially those under 1 or 1 young children, will not fall through the window. This will prevent them from falling through the window. Okay, moving on now to the bedroom. Who has the bedroom? Bedrooms? Barbara, who has it? Yes. What do we do, Daddy? Safety in the bedroom. Safety. For the child. Or the family. Alright. You tell me. You tell me. What's the safety?
Safety.
In terms of safety, you keep them doors to the bedroom locked. That's what you're saying? That is the safety. What about when they're sleeping? Say a child on the wall.
Sleeping in their bedroom. 1-year-old must sleep on one.
Stop him! So you share a room with a young baby. You don't leave the baby alone in the room. Anything else, sir? Yeah, anything else with the underwater child?
So you have to secure them here. Right? For instance, they might have something on the one that are
Alright, so we are suggesting that you put the baby in the crib. Right? And then you use a firm mattress. A firm mattress with fitted sheets. You take out the pillow when they're napping and sleeping. You know why? You know why you would do that? And the blankets and stuff and toys. Why would you put the toys in the crib while they're sleeping? Suffocate them. So we're saying take out the blankets, the pillows, and share the room with the baby. Another tip that we have here for the babies is to put them on their backs when they're sleeping. Sorry? Puke and choke. So you allow them to be able to breathe freely. So you place them on their back. So why you shouldn't sleep with the baby in your bed? Or on the couch? Or fall off the bed? What else can happen? There's a mommy here with a young baby earlier. She left? Alright, what else can happen? When you sleep with the baby on the couch or on the bed. Yes, we got that. That they can roll off and drop off. watch when your child is in water, as we said, and you empty the tubs, you empty the buckets. You know what? A tablespoon of water can drown you. It just needs to go in the wrong place, and that's it. So here we are. We're still talking about the bathroom. So we don't want water to store water. When you are finished with these cups and buckets, the suggestion is to turn them upside down. You don't leave them up so that they can collect more water. Now I discovered now that you have locks for toilet. You didn't know they have locks for toilet to keep the seats covered, especially when you have young children. I see so many ads on TV with children staying in the toilet. So it made good sense apparently to have a lock on your toilet. And there was a suggestion earlier to keep your bathroom door closed. It is a good idea to keep the bathroom door closed. So we're moving on now to other considerations. The other considerations I have is kind of strange but relevant. It comes to do with firearms. Some of us might have licensed firearms. So the suggestion is that you do not leave those on the cabinet, on the dresser, or on a shelf where the child can access it. It is suggested that you have a safe place to store this thing. And the research says that a 3-year-old can press the trigger, is able to put the force to press a trigger. So whoever have firearms to deal with should learn how to safely store those away and out of reach of children. The other consideration for in the home and safety for your child is that your child should know your full name. Raise hand those whose children know their full name. Not the pet name, the full name. Good. They should also know their phone number. Good one. They should know their phone numbers and how to use the phone. Now, I laughed at because nowadays it's the children that teach the parents how to use the phone. So the children should be able to use the phone. And you must also tell your children not to let strangers in. They're not to answer the door, you know. Don't tell your child. Yes, miss?
I have a special knock that I use when I go out and I come in. If that knock is not me, don't open the door. Because I have a knock that goes to a rhythm. So if I come in and I knock the door to a certain rhythm, they know it's me. If it's not my knock, do not open the door.
That is good. We should have safe words. I have safe words for my granddaughter, but luckily we have never had to use it. But we do have a safe word, and that knock is a good idea. But I hope you don't leave them alone for long.
No.
Are you far?
No.
Okay. So we have a safe. Yes, exactly. They should also know where they live. Children should be able to know which adult, a trusted adult, to call when there is an emergency, when they feel scared. So these are some of the considerations for the home. Now we're going to move on to round 2. Where are we for round 2? The neighborhood. The neighborhood. Who has babysitters? What is the safety precaution for babysitters?
Make sure the babysitter is a trusted person. Make sure the babysitter is a trusted person, someone you definitely know that you can trust.
So we should actually get references for these babysitters and who you're leaving your babies with. So who has neighbors and friends? Nobody? What about the neighbors?
We have neighbors.
What else?
I try my best to keep my neighbors close by trying to do whatever I can for them in all cases. Whatever.
What is the safety measure for your neighbor? You just try to keep them close, that's all.
Like, I am a Christian and More time I live with my father too. And then sometimes like going to church, I ask my neighbors to give an eye on my daddy and so forth. But I try to do my best.
Alright. I think my parent is saying that when she's leaving home, this neighbor helps to keep her place secure, her family secure. But what about your neighbors and your children? Is there anything you can do to help your children be safe when it comes to your neighbors? Alright, so I have to talk now. So, you have to listen carefully to what your children say. And just to go back a bit, when the babysitters that you trust, that you get reference for, have your child check on them. You just turn up. Just turn up and see what is happening. And you have to ensure that you listen to the children when you ask them how things are going. And you listen keenly. And my sister, my parent over there was saying that she interacts with her neighbors. So they can tell also what is happening over there with the babysitter that you trust. Right? So checking.
If you still not trust them, there are so many types of cameras nowadays that you can use. Even if you still don't trust the neighbors or the babysitters, there are so many things that you can use now in this time to find out things that's going on in your home.
Yes. Well, you have a thing to say, Father?
And then people nowadays, them smart.
If who is not at the home and not calling her? Oh, you take them to the daycare. That's another issue. But what we were also going to get to is safety at the mall, but I'm told I have no time. If you take them to the mall, you just let go your children and say, okay, we come back later for you.
No.
You do not leave your children unattended at the mall, at the parks, in the video center, at the cinema. You don't just leave them there. Your children must always have somebody attending to them. So, the situation at the daycare, how we fix that? Papa know again, and you check to see what is happening. Now, the safety at the school, the clothing and the names on the clothing, make sure you put it on the inside, because if they see your name, they could call your name, tell them, say, your mother sent me to you, Paul. And so you're going to take precaution as to where you put the name of the child, and you're going to take precaution as to how they get to school. So you're going to put the landmarks, you're going to walk them to school, show them where to walk, not through any upland. You're going to show them how to take the bus, not just leave them to take the bus. And you're going to show them the safe way routes to school and back. Now, I was to talk for Mr. Ian Bent, who is from Computer Genie, and he had asked me to say a few words about safety in cyberspace. I'm going to say a few last words to you about your care of your children. You must show your children respect. You must give them love. You must listen to them and talk with them and not at them. Thank you for listening, and I'd love for you to put your names on the data sheet that has been passed around, because we are trying to revive our parent club that was on a lull for so long. I don't know if any of you heard about the NPSC parent club that has been here for some time. I know Karen is very we have to decide on a date to meet, which we will contact you in due time to tell you when we will meet, Karen, and how often. All right? So thank you again for listening, and keep your children safe.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Put your hands together again, ladies and gentlemen, for Ms. Allen. By your own information, she would have shared with us. Quite a number of them would have served as reminders. But parents, it's very, very important that we pay attention to the information shared. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost to the end. But I know you have quite a number of activities to participate in at home. Because I know there are other children there that you need to prepare for. But I'm going to beg of you, parents. I'm going to beg you 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes we're begging you. Because it's very, very important for us to share with you this last presentation. And the reason why we want to share with you this last presentation, it has to do with us taking care of ourselves. We talk about our life being very, very stressful. This individual who will be coming to us will be sharing with us how we take care of stressful situations. A lot of times we put together a presentation and we leave out the part of it that talks about taking care of self. Because here it is, we want you to give up your best to your children. But for you to give up your best to your children, you must first be at your best. And for you to be at your best, it's important that you take care of yourself. So at this time, I want to invite Ms. Wright to come and introduce Dr. Gail Hudson, who will be our last presenter. While Ms. Wright is making her way here, I want to use the opportunity to say thanks to Jamaica Teachers Cooperative Credit Union. Also want to use the opportunity to say thanks to Sagicor to be in the place as well. And also want to use the opportunity to say thanks for RGD for coming as well. So at this time, make welcome, put your hands together for Ms. Wright, who will introduce to us our final presenter, Dr. Gail Hudson.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to say thank you all for coming, and at this time, moderator, principal, chairman, or guest speakers, or online viewers, parents, and other members of the symposium, a pleasant good afternoon to you all. Now, it is my pleasure to present our next presenter, a woman of humility. She may be a superwoman in her own right. She completed 16 years at the National Commercial Bank, and she's presently the Program Director of the Transformation Unit and the former Senior Director of Strategic Human Resources Management and Administration at the Ministry of Health. Her education includes 2 master's degrees, one in Human Resource Management and the other in Government, and a Bachelor of Science in Management from the University of the West Indies. She has a PhD in Ministry from the Grace Bible College and Seminar. Please give a warm, warm welcome to Dr. Gail Hudson.
Thank you. Good afternoon. And all protocols observed, don't. But when you see good looking people, you have to acknowledge them. So we look over here, so Jesus, the moderator look good. Talk truth. Not one I know that the moderator. Go about your business. And of course the beautiful people here. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon. And I hear the moderator saying that I'm going to speak on how to manage stress. Okay? So the pastor, the lady went up and she sang. And she sang so beautiful that a woman gave out. With singing like that, we need no preaching. And the pastor said, give me a chance. With all them beautiful speaking that just took place, you don't really need me. But I'm respectfully saying to you, give me a chance. give me a chance. And so you wonder now what me doing here, come talking to parents. So let me just give you a little other background about me. I'm a mother of one. And I'm proud to be a mother of one. Let me tell you something, parenting nice. Yes. If I were to get pregnant again, hey, oh yeah. I would have the same child. I want back the same child. Are you with me? Let me tell you about me now as a parent. Me is proud to be parent. But me never look like the parent. Me didn't look more like the grandparent. So when you went to school and we go primary school, and no sports day no miss me. No JCDC no miss me. No PTA no miss me. So tell them I give me as the president. We were busy in the school. So one day we went to a sports day and I was sitting there and somebody turned around and called my daughter's name and said, you know, me never see her mother at anything. I wonder how this lady is a bright down with her. She said she never see the mother. So I say it's true. Because all this time, you are pre-me as the granny. But let me tell you something, darling. I am the real mother. Not adopted, not do something what people go around and do. It was the real Macaulay. The real Macaulay. Anytime I come to the dog, count me out. So you know like when they say 1, 2, 3. When I reach about 8, I jump up and say, I am still alive and kicking baby. And here comes my daughter, 23 years ago. I must say to you that sometimes everything that happened to you happened to you at the right time. So I have to go on the bus with 40 bags and all them something there. We could drive car, have car seat and all them stuff, and everybody get that. But it would have looked bad if me have grey hair and I have 40 bags. I go up on the bus. Don't! It never would have looked good. So God was good. So parents, what am I saying to you? I'm saying to you that being a parent in itself can be stressful. Don't it? Yes. But you have to find the finer things in life to take care of the child. So one of the things that I did, I paid a lot of attention to school. I went into the school and I made myself known. When my daughter went to infant school, I want her to listen to me. I did not go into no bathroom go looking at if bathroom clean. I made my way down to the canteen. And I brought the child with me. And I said, Mom, you see this is the girl? If she come back 3 times for food, give it to her. You see how me look, right? But then it's on the child. In other words, I said to them, don't make my daughter hungry. Don't insult my daughter. Give her the food. It will be paid for. You understand what I'm saying? I don't go to school and beat the child in front of everybody. When we get home, I agree with that. But I'm not going to beat my child in front of everybody. I don't ask my daughter about the food and the daddy and so on. I ask her what you learned today. Yeah. One next thing we used to do with my daughter, the search her bag. As you come home, I go search her bag. Because we want to know what is the bag and I belong to it. It's going right back. Too many people have the things in the bag and know they never buy it. And keep it. Talk to me. Talk out. We know anything. All that the lady now talk about, she never knows it. Vape. What is all of that? When I was sitting beside the chairman and she says, when them all talk about whatnot and something, well, people have whatnot still. People have been at the dog them and they dress the same way. You don't look at the dog then? And you want to kill the penny because they break one of the dog then? Rubbish! Rubbish! When stress you out. That is what killing you out. You didn't know that? Because bad word and you don't know when you're done, you sweat. Don't it? Oh, true. You know it's true. And sometimes it's not the child you're cussing. Tell about it. It's the baby father. And you call the baby father dog and drunk road. And you're the door now. And the same dog and drunk road. You're the big bumper. Father. All of a sudden, the nice man, you talk about how he said lean and twist. You see a man, you tell him how he foot this and he foot that. Rubbish! Rubbish! Some of you, is you why the man don't know that the child is doing pep right now. Because you never tell him anything. And I want you to just listen to what I'm going to say to you. When you go graduation, take a good look. Take a good look at the man and take a good look at the mother. The mother have hair like a Rapunzel, down in her back, long like ever. Shoes can't walk in. Only when they reach the place they put it on, don't it? Because they are sequin slippers that come in and stack. And then the little father. The father won't hear by the wayside. Stand up on the corner. With two hands behind him. And his son so happy to see him and said, Daddy. And he said, my son, because the mother with herself take the money when the man give and go buy her hair. And I dress, I don't know what to me I'm talking. I don't know if it's true. I am talking. So you say you don't do that. And he not say nothing. He just say, based on the fact that every now and then I'm invited to speak at graduation, and that is an observation that I have made, that the people them look good, the lady them look good. But the thing is, men always, no matter what you do with a man, when he put on his shirt and his pants, him ready, and a good shoe. So that them stay solid on the ground, unlike we who wear some high heel shoes, we can't manage. We are walking on this side. So this evening, I hear the moderator say I have 15 minutes and they're like, me go on 10 already. So I want to say to you, 5 only 5 and a half. What a thing. It not look good. I want to say to you some things that you need to do. You need to stay. You need to follow up. You need to follow your kids. You need to go when you have function, you need to turn up. It does something for your children. You see, Usain Bolt, when he was running in the Olympics, his parents were always there. Always there. Go with your children to the sports day or send a member of the family to the sports day. You see, when evening comes and you know what time school over, come for your children. The school is not here to take care of your children. Some of you glad to leave the children and the teacher them. Come to the school and pick up your children. Some of you glad when you're testing them to daycare, and as rain set up your car, them go down to daycare. Why you carry them going to daycare? What you doing at your yard? Rain a fall. You carry baby going to daycare. Why the baby never stay here? Same thing you do now, you're going to town, going to buy all kind of things and leave your child. Because you know the principal, you know the VP, you know the teacher cannot leave the school without the child being taken care of. Yeah. Come for your children. Come to class. And you know another thing? When I became, every school me go now, I become the PTA president. You didn't know? I don't know if I'm the body size. And I'm afraid of me, but as me walk in, the people start to point and say, she are the president, she are the president. And of course, you know, me run with it, right? And one of the things I told them as a president, do not expect me to come here, come forward with no teacher. So if that's the kind of president you want, me not there. And you know when them kind of calm down, don't let them, when we all are calm down as parents, God no make mistake. COVID teach you no lesson. When they pick them from mother now. And I was about to destroying you. God lift up his hand and said, let them go through. Let them go through because you couldn't take the children anymore. Talk truth. And it's that is what you unleash on the school. Independent city. You unleash it on them and I talk about you can't bother with them out of school, you know. You can't bother with them, you know. They say them this and them that. No. They tell you, say God now make mistake. That's why he sent that thing to show you that all them unkind word we are talking about teacher and so. So today, quickly, I want to tell you say that you have the children to take care of. And I hear people saying that my parents take care of them over themselves. Nothing is wrong with that. But I'm saying to you, you gotta take care of you. If you don't take care of you, then you have no use to your children. Don't it? So it means that you have to spend some time with me. You have to know who is me, don't it? Yes. So you must, you know, you see the same kids where you run up and down with. The same kids where you say, you're going to do this for and do that for. You see, if you don't come into the schoolyard and you don't look good, you know them not this one you. You know them the same people you call and say, Poochie! Poochie, come here, Poochie! And one of the little girls said, Poochie, your mother calling you. And Poochie hold her head straight as if she don't know who you is because you never look good. You didn't know that? We see that happen right at St. Jude High School. The mother was calling to her daughter and her daughter just walked one and said she don't know who that was. The next thing again, them no want to come near them school in an old brought down car, you know? And you know you carry a smoke. They say, Mama, Daddy, stop here, so. They must not be seen in here. So, the question that you need to ask yourself is, who am I? And you need to say, I am me. I am who I am meant to be. I am my past, my present, and who I want to be. I am not anyone. I am all three. I am a work in progress, a destiny. I am who I choose to be. I am me. So, I want to tell you that you have different type of wellness, different type of ways you can deal with your stress. And quickly, you have your emotional, you have your financial, and you have your social. And a lot of people love them, how they're poor. Too many people have poverty spirit. Everything they're poor. But poor, we can't afford the book. We can't afford this. We can't afford that. We must stop selling something then. We must assess yourself and say, oh my, you are made in God's own image. Why are you calling down poorness on yourself? Talk truth. Eh? Why? Why you think because this evening now, like how you come, you're going home late, you cannot fix anything more than like a white rice and one tin mackerel. Talk truth. Because you're late already and you eat tuna and cheese a while ago. So you're really not more than like a white rice and some nicely cooked tin mackerel. Why you think say it's because you're poor while you eat tin mackerel? Tin mackerel is one of our cultural meals. Are you with me? When you're poor and say more than poor and everybody likes steak, you know. So stop saying poor because you're eating mackerel. Tell them, yeah, man. Tell them, yeah, man. Tell them. So believe in yourself. One of the most powerful things in the world is self-belief. And people who have achieved great things in any field in the world, they have had a tremendous amount of self-belief. So hear this now, you have to choose who you be. You have to choose your attitude. You have to decide that I am who I am, and I am good. And you have to look in your life and see the good and look for the good in yourself. I'm talking about taking care of you now. Because every day you get up and you take care of your children, your grandchildren, you take care of some sick people at your house, don't it? Who take care of you? Who look after you? Some of you don't have no husband to even rub your foot for you, not true? Stop. Hey. One important thing, you know, when God created man, he created a great thing. What people don't want to talk so. Woman will need somebody to rub her foot, not true. And then our do the man after we stand up in the kitchen so long. You have to concentrate on ways to use your strength and abilities. And I want to say, we don't have a lot of time, so I want to just tell you, avoid people who stress you out. Things that are stressing you, avoid those things. Are you with me? Yeah, man. Don't join the negative people then. All them get up every god day talk about cost of living high. Cost of living high has been high a long time. It's not just now. When tin milk was 15 cents, it did high. We don't have nothing more to say. I want to hear somebody talk about tablet enough our time. The person said, so you know where I'm coming from. What we know about tablet was split. One little bit of Satan, you take one something right on it. Darling, what is something, what am I call what is something here now? Stylus. So our stylus was that kind of all stone. You put your book in a two. Big line and single and the other one, the other line. Surround yourself with people who are going somewhere. So do not find the people in the school who don't come to PTA and talk about they don't have no time. Find the people who are coming to PTA. You come all the time, call on somebody and say, go for PTA meeting, it's nice. It's nice. You get sandwich and you get drinks. And soup. Let them know about the soup, because one thing when we hear food, we will come. Always introduce the PTA, say it's a place where you get a meal. They have meals on wheels. Are you with me? Hey! No, ladies. Every time I go with people and tell me all the talk to the ladies and not to the men. I see more ladies than the thing. You see, you know, you have to take care of yourself. You have to stop wearing them big old clothes in your house. Them big old shorts and your husband underpants and all that. Stop wearing your husband underpants. It's not yours. Stop wearing your husband's shoes. Put on nice slippers on your nice pretty feet. Get to the place where them can scrub your feet for you. My friend told me the other day, miss, said me take my phone foot and touch the other foot and it nearly scrape it off. Stop it! Scrape off your heel! Don't make them rub it down for you and then you start to worry, you know, a husband. The poor little man come one time and see you, you come when he see your heel. He said never again. The next thing is that when you're in a relationship, your husband come home and even can remember now stress you are dealing with. I know you want stress out. And as the poor little man come in, you know say, hi baby, how you doing? The first thing you jump on him and say you have to go to my Independence City because Keisha take with somebody more. The next thing again, as you come home and see you not much rollers in your hair. Your clothes big like everlasting. Lord Jesus, buy one shorts and put on them, man. Put on a little shorts. Fresh up yourself as the Nigerian, I say. Look here, you have children here. I'll tell you what to do, but no. Really, let me hear one of them tell you what to do. But the truth is, you have to take care of you. You have to spend quality time on you. I want to say this little piece before we go. When you get home from whether work or church or wherever you go to spend your time, do not rush to the kitchen. Leave the kitchen alone. You go back home this evening, and I want you to practice this. You go inside your house, you turn on back the gas that you turned off, and you make yourself some hot water. You get yourself your nice little teapot that somebody didn't give you for your birthday where you never used yet. Take it down and you pour some water on the 2 tea bag. You cover it, you put it in a tray with 2 cups. 2 cups now, I'm not talking about mug. 2 nice teacups, and you put them on what we would then call center table. One time them now call it coffee table. And you take out your little twisted earbuds. So you have it to go walk up and down with so long it must twist up now. But you reel it out and put it in, and you start to play your own genre music. Sit down, brew your tea, drink your tea. Bust a belch. When you bust the belch now, you turn to the people in their house. What you want to eat? Kitchen and throw on pot and all them something there. That's what gives you a stroke or heart attack. You need to go in and sit down and take some time for yourself. Because the same thing where you run up and down for, don't eat off the butter and cheese where you didn't need. And the bank, if you take up the water bottle, the water thing in the thing, it's empty. So might as well you have some time for yourself. Are you with me? This thing of you're quarreling and a person they're using decent language because you call the boy from when and he won't answer. Since them cannot use bangers, make the thing them what you buy for them work. So if him say him have state-of-the-art phone, call him from WhatsApp. Come here. When you shout out the boy's phone, stress out yourself. When the boy have WhatsApp phone, what's up him, man? What's up him? What's up him, man? Say, come here. All of that take you know what that means you see him now. You have to shout. Yes. Make the phone make sense for you. Because I'll do we know. Me not tell no lie. These people that have no money, see them there? They have no money. But they want iPhone. These people, you know. You give them a bang and all them ball, say they give them money. And they have no money. And sometimes because you want a peaceful life, they get it. But then sometimes it's not we, but because they have people are foreign people sending coming to them. So I'm just saying to you, spend some time. The next thing is that use up the things that you have in your house. Too many of you have the nice lotion them, but then something name, where you think I'm beard. Body splash on with the other one name with your beard. Shower gel. And the shower gel beard all in what we did, you dust them off, dust them off. Beard in the shower gel. Beat them when you're partying and then I want one for your mama. Yes, beard in your shower gel. Smell good, looking good, feeling good, talk true. Not true. Take care of yourself. That is a part of stress. Another thing now, here who I talk now. You must go for a walk. Go and exercise. Nobody do promise. You know the life story. So go and do some walking. Walking release stress. A lot of time when we're beating the children, it's not that they did so badly. It's because we are so stressed out and we take it out on the kids. And I'm saying to you, it's not right. I want also to say to you quickly is that another part of stress to deal with stress is have discussion with your children. Yes, call your daughter. Call the daughter in the teenage years and say, come get the wash plate. No question her. Talk to her about you. Tell her about you. Tell her when you were her age. Stop behave as if you're the born and not do nothing. When I say to my daughter, no worry yourself. I only hope when you get your children grow up, that you will make them go vacay and we vacay and we this, our sons, kind of something. I hope you make them. Because you see me, the only one of them things we never got was the Bob Marley one. What them call some face now. We never got that because we can't sleep on the cardboard story. But heat in the place, I was there. Dancehall 85, 84, I was there. Sting inaugural, Sting 1986, I was there. Hey, boom, 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 boom. So, what am I saying? Stop humanity never lives a life. You know, I said, you must not come have told them enough. But do not behave as if, oh my God. Oh God. I said you're going over the poor little picnic. The poor little children feel guilty. So, when my daughter, reached 14, I talk to you now who have children out of primary school. And when she reached 14, I said to her, hey, girl, nobody now WhatsApp me. Oh, go on. Then I saw you all look, I saw people go through life, nobody now call to me. Until she get WhatsApp. I said, where we going? Where we going, Nobody know that, but where we going? She says, oh God, no. What the other one name? Devanos! Me that girl at Devanos, park up strategically. I mean, look. I see him. I say, alright. It don't look too bad. Let me see what I'm going now. I sit back. And the same thing. Thank you, because right in it I was going. The next thing is the father come and circle me too, You think he never circled me? And while I was there, I said, hello? Me here, hello, mommy. I said, oh, you sound so far. Come back to the front. Come, you never know we're there, but me just said, you sound so far. So that was one. Then we moved from Devon House into the cinema. We gone in the cinema. What you mean, Caribbean man? And we gone up in a box, coming and sit down and know we about box. But me if you pay for the little boy too. You say what is? Let's not go to work. The boy must come with the money, man. Anyway, I'm not have it, so I pay for the three we sit down in here. So when we sit in the movie house, I want you to listen to me. I said to the little boy, let me see your two hands. Them right hand, them armchair. You don't want no nobody back. You don't want no hand, no, you put them right here. You see how me deal with my stress? You don't have to worry. Then, they start to go to the thing, me go on until me say, me can't pay food in a box, go down, let's go sit down. But me sit in the box so me can see. And if me ever see a hand before, me say, anyways, that gone now, and then we say, your manage yourself, your man, you're going good. We're going to leave you right here now. We're gone. We're going to my show. I try to watch phone on a show when me no love. But through me a pee. So I say, alright, tell you what. Go right in. Do your thing. See a little money here, squeeze it in your hand. Nobody not for face with you. And then we realized when we reach the stage now where we could have said, come, and left me and drop you. Big gate. Me not go in there. Me not want to watch no show. Behave yourself. Manage yourself now. How me going to know if you manage yourself the very day me in there? A BB clock a look. No. But me do it in a way that me gradually and then release her. People, you cannot think that every time a young man come calling that your daughter gonna get pregnant. Is the one that you don't talk to, that you don't show the road. That is the one that's going to give you trouble. Because you hide everything from the child. You have to speak to your children. You have to tell them that you've been there, done that. Look here, me never born big. You know exactly what that is. Are you with me? Yes. My daughter don't like me tell this story. I'm going to stop now because I see, I look to the right. And I want to tell this last story to say, one morning we just decided that we want to show my daughter that don't you worry when one door closed, many doors open. And I turned the car and we were here in Portland. And I drove downtown. And I said, look over there. That's Kingston College. Now, have you ever seen those boys before? This over here, look to your left, that George's. You ever see that one, them thing? We drive up the road, we see one nice young man come down and say, look at the pilot. Have you ever seen him before? Well, look here, Miss Lady. We don't have time to carry go over Calabar and carry go over JC. But there's nothing to cry over, nothing to worry about. When one gone? So I'm just saying to you, stress out yourself. Look after you first. Spend quality time with you because you are important so you can give back something to those you love. May God bless you continually and have a good evening.
One of the things that we learned when we were in college, as it relates to presentation and all of that, we must always watch the body language of those that you're presenting to. And when I watch the body language of you parents this afternoon, if I didn't move towards the lecturer, you would have had her going and going and going. What we're going to do for you, we're going to be talking to our chairman and our principal. We're going to have a special invitation to Dr. Gail Hudson to come back, and she will be the only one presenting. And the only one presenting. Nobody else. You know what Mrs. Powell is doing? We want two presenters to come back. Mrs. Powell and Dr. Gail Hudson. May I share with you too? May I share with you too? May I share with you too? And may I share with you too that Mrs. Gail Hudson, I had her at my school 3 times. Simply because she's the best. Put your hands together for her. Ladies and gentlemen, I did ask Mrs. Hudson to give us only 15 minutes because I am mindful that you have other children at home. But we have some gifts and we don't want to leave with those gifts. So I hope you were paying attention because we have a few questions before we ask Ms. Peter Gay Brown to do the both of them. But we have some gifts and we don't want to leave with these gifts. We want to give them to you. So I'm going to ask at this time the representative from Sagipur, in that of Mr. Glenroy Morgan, to come at this time to ask a few questions so that we can give you those gifts. Put your hands together for him. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, parents, children, and Ms. Geddes, and all those lovely persons at the table. Thanks for having me. Now, who would agree with me that Dr. Gail Hudson shut down the place? You were listening to her carefully. She said that there is a cultural meal. Anybody come here and tell me what is that cultural meal that she referred to?
Jamaica Jack Tin Mackerel.
Congratulations, give her a round of applause. And guess what? She has won herself a gift certificate of $3,000 just by listening. We have a birthday lady in the place. Yes! Right here. Her name is Casey Kelly. Casey Kelly, are you here? So she's a proud parent of a student attending Independent City.
That's why 2 of us.
She has won herself also a gift certificate of $3,000. And guess what? She will be starting a Sagittal Bank Star Savers account. Give her a round of applause. Alright, so I have one more gift certificate to give out. So I'm going to ask a couple questions. By the show of my hand, you child, if you wish, if you feel that you're quicker on the foot and you want to come, fine. Can someone tell me, it's a question. What is the minimum to open a surgical bank Star Savers account? Oh, not your, give someone else a chance.
$1,000.
Wrong.
$200. $200.
Guess what? Let me guess what you want. One question. Name me 2 products of surgical man.
Let me help you.
2 products. Surgical man. 2 products.
Insurance. Insurance.
Wait a minute, because you get the first part, right?
Don't know.
Use your tag team. You use your tag team.
Insurance and Star Savers. You have the Sagicor Insurance and Sagicor Smart Savers.
Congratulations!
Union Sagicor.
No. A round of applause. Now, I'm going to stay here just for a few minutes, and I am prepared to engage parents of children who attend Independent City Primary. What I would like to do is take your name and your number, and then a representative of Sagicor will contact you about opening the Star Savers account for your child or children, as the case may be. So make sure that you give me your name and contact number so we can reach out to you. Thank you, moderator, for accommodating me. Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Wonderful. Thank you again, Mr. Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost to the end. And you know what I am appreciative of? The discipline. You know, we have been saying that Jamaica is such an indisciplined society, community. But over here in Portmore, Independence City, we recognize that our parents are extremely disciplined. That by itself is very, very important. I am very, very thankful that you spend the time to listen to us and to participate and to provide support. This time we invite Peter Gay Brown, Guidance Counselor, to move the vote of thanks at this time. Could you put your hands together for her?
Pleasant good afternoon to Madam Principal, Madam Chairman, Mr. Lincoln Ware, the speakers, parents. Wonderful good afternoon to you. The vote of thanks today is really good to have you parents here today. We appreciate you so much. It was really a great time with you here today. I am assured that you have enjoyed yourselves and heard the applause that you were giving. So I am sure you enjoyed yourselves here today at this function. Alright, so just before I go any further, I will ask Miss Ammons to make a presentation, then I'll continue.
Good afternoon. What a day we have had so far. And as it was said, we're winding down. We're close to the end. Not much longer. But first, we have to show appreciation because we can't just go throughout the day and we have all these lovely things happening and we're not saying thanks. So, on behalf of the school board, principal, staff, parents, students, well-wishers of the school of choice, the Independent City Primary School, I word. We wish to thank you for joining us today, for moderating so eloquently, for having us flow smoothly through our program in a timely and efficient manner, even if you have to step close to the lectern. We do appreciate you, and it's my honor to present to you this little token. Don't watch the package, it's the thought. And there are big thoughts behind this one. So we want to thank you for your time to
All right, thank you, Mrs. Almond Smith. Now, let me go again. It is really a great time that we had with you here, parents. I am assured that you have enjoyed your stay here today. First of all, I am thankful to God for allowing us to have this symposium. I am sure it was beneficial to you. This information that you have gathered here today, I am sure that you will use this to enhance your wealth of knowledge for yourselves and your children. I just want to say special thanks to our principal, Mrs. Angelis Nelson, our chairman, Mrs. Watson Evans, and Mr. Linton Webb. Also our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful presenters that took the time out of their busy schedule to accommodate us today. And also to you lovely parents that took your time and you supported us as usual. We are thankful. Teachers, supporting staff, we are thankful today. Continue to enjoy the rest of your afternoon and have a lovely day. God bless you.
Thank you, Mrs. Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end. Again? I think our future is in very, very good hands. Our future certainly in the hands of our young people, our children. And here it is, we have provided you parents with ammunition to take care of your children, the nation's children, God's children. And the mere fact that you pledge to continue to take good care of them, it means that our future is in very, very good hands. I want to use the opportunity to say thanks to the leadership of this institution, principal and chairman of this group. They have done a wonderful job in putting together, organizing this function, so that you can be equipped with information. Before we go, can we stand for the closing prayer? Because it's very, very important for us to say thanks to our Creator and to ask of Him for added blessing and protection. So let us stand, those of you who can stand for prayer at this time. Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, we come to you once more. We come to you, Lord, giving you thanks, giving you honor, giving you praise for your goodness, your grace, and your mercy towards us. Heavenly Father, we have come to the end of a beautiful exercise. We want to use the opportunity to say to you, Lord, we are indeed thankful. Thankful, Lord, for all the individuals who came and presented. We thank you for the information presented. And we thank you, Lord, for our parents in attendance. And we pray, Heavenly Father, that the information that has been disseminated to them, the information that they have received, that, Lord Jesus, the information will now take root in their hearts, in their mind, body, and spirit. And that, Lord Jesus, they will become better parents so that we can have a transformed society. Lord Jesus, we pray for this institution, Independent City Primary School. Lord, we thank you for the leadership of our institution, and we pray, Heavenly Father, that our institution will be the head and not the tail, will be above and not beneath. And Lord Jesus, we pray for growth and development to take place here, and that all our students will be specially blessed. Heavenly Father, we are about to go home, and we pray, Heavenly Father, that you will go before us, and you will remove the plans of the devil, and that you will take us home safely. We pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the afternoon. God bless.